One time left. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Hello and welcome to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League, coming to you live and direct from Sao Paulo in Brazil. My name's Johnny Cougar. Alongside me is former Free Fire professional player Carol Bombshell. We've got action from round 6 coming up, and this afternoon it's teams from Group C and B who are set to lock horns. On Saturday, Red Kalunga and Team Liquid took 2 booyahs each. Loud took 1 alongside leaders SS Esports, who have opened a bit of a gap at the top of the table. Today, Vivo Keyd and FURIA are back on the maps, and they'll be going all out to close that huge gap from the league leaders. Carol, it was a bit slow at times on Saturday, but this is Free Fire Sunday, and we know how different that is here in Brazil.
Hello everyone, and welcome to one more day of Free Fire Brazilian League. Thank you, John. So yes, for sure, anything can happen. It's anyone's game. So today things getting more hot, things are getting more excited because we got Group B, and Group B comes with FURIA team and Vivo Keyd, and they were in the top 2, if I'm not mistaken, from last weekend. So today they will come, more hungry because they want to take the top again. So we can wait great things from this Sunday today.
Vivo Keyd, former leaders, hoping to go back to the top of the table, but as we said, big gap has been opened up by SS Esports, who were amongst the points in nearly all of the drops on Saturday and took 1 booyah, but amassed a decent total and are certainly the team to beat. The team who laid down the gauntlet in the first weekend when they won 3 booyahs in a row. Went off the boil a little bit, but now are top dogs once again.
Yes, for sure. And we all know that Sundays are a little bit weird because mostly on Saturdays we got booyahs in a row from only two different kinds of teams. But on Sundays, we can expect a lot of surprise because we get a lot of booyahs on a row from different teams. So it's going to be a little bit interesting to watch the games today. But definitely the big surprise from last Sunday was FURIA team, who did their best gameplay in the Free Fire BL history for sure. There was about 87 points and 43 kill points. And before the last rounds, they were below the top 10. So for sure, FURIA team, they are coming heavy today. They come hungry and they are coming to the game to do some action. But I'm not getting my hopes too high because yesterday we were too excited to watch the games because we all know that Group A is one of the most aggressive groups in this competition. But yesterday the competition was so slow, so boring. Lots of yawning here around here, John. But let's see if something very interesting is going to happen today. I'm positive it's going to happen.
Well, let's rephrase that. Let's say it was a tactical game.
Yeah.
In fact, nearly all the games are very tactical. I think we had one on Kalahari when the teams went for it early on. But caution was the key word, which was a little bit of a surprise. We'll just check here the groups we've got. Confirmation then of the teams from Group C and Group B facing off.
Yeah, and here we got Group C because Group C is playing yesterday and today. And today they are facing off the Group B, who is Vivo Keyd, Corinthians, Team 1, Black Dragons, FURIA team, and Flamengo Esports. So, like I said before, we can wait great things from FURIA and especially Vivo Keyd because Vivo Keyd ended up last weekend being on the first place, on the top. And like you said, SS Sport opened a big gap, so there's a huge gap in points difference right here because Suicide right now is SS Sports right now is with 255 points, and Vivo Keyd, who finished last weekend in the first place, is with 197 points. But also, Santos Sports played today, and they are a little bit ahead of Vivo Keyd. And so we can see that today is going to be a lot of slaughtering going on.
As you like it, a lot of slaughtering going on in the Brazilian Free Fire League. It's going to be a tall task for the likes of Santos and Vivo Keyd to even catch up with SS Esports, who've really shown everybody else this is how to do it. They got those points totals without getting too many booyahs. That perhaps is the key, but they were amongst the kill rates and got a nice balance, a nice ratio in what they were doing.
Salve rapaziada, aqui é o Moninari da FURIA. Conseguimos ter excelente desempenho nesse fim de semana.
Dá aquela segurança maior, Mengote do puxadão, chamaram o Crono ali por cima, olha Mengote, foi derrubado, o Field também caiu, agora é 2-2, vamos ver quem leva melhor, o Corinthians pode realmente fazer um milagre por aqui, a Fúria manda o timão para o lobby.
Por conta do treinamento e entrosamento do time, eu consegui encaixar meu estilo de jogo com os moleques. E deu tudo certo.
Então olha Neide, Lucas!
Mais uma.
Estourou ali no peitinho, o boss também caiu. Peusada foi derrubado, eliminado. Nossa Senhora!
Nossa expectativa é que mantemos a regularidade durante os próximos jogos para sempre ficar no pódio e conseguir garantir a vaga pro Mundial. É isso aí, hashtag GoFúria.
Take a look at what FURIA have done, or FURIA, depending on what you would call them. Points, kills, booyahs, and in the top three.
Yeah, and like I said before, in the last rounds before last weekend, they were below the top 10, and now they find themselves with 196 points. They finished last weekend in the second place, and I'm pretty much sure they are going to do more of that today. So last weekend they got two booyahs in Kalahari and Bermuda, which is kind of the 38% of Harry and Bermuda, which is kind of the 38% of the drops. The rounds, and they achieve 196 points. And here we can see the graphic that show their best mark on the round so far, which is 87 points and 43 Q points. So FURIA for sure is doing an excellent job, and the other teams should watch out for them.
Slow starters certainly appeared to be on the up, and we shall find out very, very shortly when we head off to our first map. 6 maps, of course, this afternoon. 6 maps every Saturday, every Sunday, for the moment at least, and then the pattern will repeat. We go through our first 3, and then the order is repeated. The random order seems to have disappeared now, but action coming up with us in this Brazilian Free Fire League very shortly. What can FURIA do? We shall find out. And Santos, of course, the high ground people, that's what they love. They have that big gap to make up at the top on SS Esports, and that gap will close, Carol, but depends how much.
Yeah, but also the highlights from yesterday is Team Liquid. That Team Liquid got a big jump ahead in the table. So they went from the 60th place to the 10th place, which is very good. Right now they find themselves in the top 10, and there is I would say not much difference between the points between the teams. So Team Liquid, they had 46 kills yesterday and made in 2 booyahs, which is amazing, excellent. And they added 80 points in 6 rounds. Before the 5th round, Team Liquid had only 68 points. So in 12 rounds, they got 80 points, which is amazing for them, because they were about to go to the relegated zone, and right now they are in the top 10, and that's the spirit, you know. Fix your mistakes, get ahead in the game, step it up, and do your best job.
Well, that's a spirit thing, as the saying goes. We saw at Team Liquid and Red Kalunga. Both those sides, a weird day, really, because they were getting booers and then going out in the first 2 teams, and that happened on both occasions. A booyah out amongst the first 2, a booyah and out amongst the first 2. That's how it worked out for Red Kalunga and Team Liquid. So consistency is the name of the game, which is what SS Esports produce and have produced throughout the tournament so far as the kill leaders, the natural born killers, Carol.
Yes, and here in the very first place we got MTS from SS Sports, and even though today they are not playing, the main god from FURIA team, he is only 5 points behind of the first one in the first place of MVP list. So if today he breaks this record, he is going to be on the top, and this is going to get the player from SS very mad. I would be very mad because I want to take this trophy home. And here it is, John, the maps for today, as we predicted. Purgatory, the first one, Kalahari, and Bermuda.
Pretty much as we were on Saturday, in fact. Same pattern this afternoon in round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Carol, what is it that makes these guys, and as we've seen, it is guys, natural-born killers at Free Fire? What is it that makes them so special?
That's a very interesting question, because
it's a great question.
Yeah, yes, indeed it is. Because when I started to play, I was only playing for fun, and all, you know, most of the players here in these competitions are boys, are guys. So the guys are naturally born, you know, to like this kind of stuff, to like these kinds of games.
Controversial stuff from Carol Bombshell, but carry on.
So they actually like to do this kind of stuff, and I mean, is not a problem if girls like to. I mean, it's equal for each gender, but also the guys, they have more, you know, kind of like more feeling the vibe of this kind of games. So they practice more. They dedicate themselves even more than us. But it's like I said, it's equal for everyone. And if you dedicate yourself every day, go to practice every day, listen to your team, to your coach, you're gonna get great things for the competition in anything, in any kind of games.
Carol, you were a former professional player. Were you amongst the natural-born killer crew?
Yes, for sure. So that's something that happened to me as well, John. So I had to dedicate myself to practice, to learn new stuff, to fix my mistakes, and to learn from other people, because people around you sometimes they are watching you, and they know what you're doing. So basically, try to listen to the other people as well, and do your best, fix your mistakes, listen to your coach, your team players, and everything's going to be great for you.
Words from the former professional Free Fire player Carol Bombshell. Maps coming up soon, as we saw just a moment ago. Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. That's the order of the maps.
And today, we can wait great things. We should actually keep an eye on FURIA team and Vivo Keyd. Yesterday, we got our hopes really high on God team, because they finished the last weekend on the very first place. But maybe yesterday wasn't their best days. So we should keep an eye on FURIA today and Vivo Keyd. If not, we can always expect something from Red Kalunga.
Carol Bombshell hedging her bets just a little bit as we head to Purgatory, our first map of the afternoon. Purgatory coming up first. Kalahari, Bermuda, that's the first three port of calls here on this Brazilian Free Fire League. Carol, a lot has been said about FURIA. The league doesn't lie. Santos in third at the moment. The teams who are in the kind of the white lettering are in action this afternoon, but teams who are not so bright and clear have got a rest day, watching and tuning in. I'm pretty certain, of course, Santos best placed, but Vivo Keyd and FURIA quite close behind. And God, as you said yesterday, not a great day for God. He was resting on a Saturday, or they were resting on a Saturday perhaps. Should be resting on a Sunday, of course, but not today in the Brazilian Free Fire League.
We cannot say lots of things about Sundays, because Sundays we get special things going on. So let's see if we get a booyahs from different teams, or booyahs in a row. It's going to be very exciting to watch. But something very special about this competition is the work team. So FURIA's been having a good performance during the games, especially because of three players. Man God, BL7, and 19. They emerge as a very promising trio. The three players are among the 7 with the most kills in Free Fire Brazilian 4. So Man God is the first one with 31 kill points, BL in the 4th place with 24 points, and 19 in the 7th place with 23 points. So all the three players from FURIA, they are on the top 10 of the best kill leaders in this competition. So it is also about the team player, so you have to get a good integration with your team.
I saw a quick shot of Santos now. Payne.
Yeah, so yesterday we saw FURIA and Cruzeiro and Pay disputing this drop call right here, but today we only got, fortunately for Pay, we only got Santos on the top of Brasilia, so they have more space to get loot. But I think on this special call, Brasilia, it is lots of things going on, because yesterday, John, the 2 safe zones shrink inside of Brasilia. So if that happens today again, it's going to be a mess.
That's what we like to hear. A good old mess on Brazilian Free Fire. Carol, so quiet for most of the drops on Saturday. We're hoping for more chaos and more blood, of course. Early on, here on the Free Fire Round 6,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, you know I'm a huge fan of blood and action and everything that happened. But like yesterday, the first game, the first match, it's very slow. So the teams are, trying to keep their position on the scoreboard. But I'm pretty much sure Group B today, most of the teams are are on the top 10 or down below the top 10. So they are going to come to do some action to get more points, so probably we are going to see a lot of slaughtering happening today. I'm pretty much sure of that. If not, you always know I'm the kissing of that.
Meta have gone mobile as we look at our Purgatory map. And a slight technical problem from round 6, but we will keep you up with the action here from the Brazilian Free Fire League. Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, that is the order of the maps here this afternoon. We did hear the sound of gunfire in the background. We've got a slight technical problem with the map number 1, but I'm sure that will be resolved very, very quickly. In fact, I think we're hearing we can go straight back to the map right now. Or within a second or two. It was quiet so far. We saw, there we go, back in business. Bit of a firefight going on. VK or Vivo Keyd in action.
This is actually something that we always watching between Group C and Group B, because Vivo Keyd and Team 1, they are always very close in their drop calls. If not, they are always disputing a drop call in this Purgatory map. And we saw a lot of times Vivo Keyd chasing Team 1 and take them down.
And Payne looking like they're about to engage Meta. This is Flamengo. Good place to be. I don't know what you kind of just call these kind of little metal towers. I suppose that's what it is. We get our first firefight between Meta and Payne, and those two going head to head, exchanging a lot of weaponry, a lot of fire. We got our first kill then. Payne Gaming have gone out. That happened so quickly. Meta laying down the law. Wow.
And it is a bit of a surprise for me, because Pain Game has been playing the Free Fire Brazilian League for longer than Meta Game. It is the very first time Meta Game is playing the Serie B especially. But Pain Game, these guys are experienced yet already on this competition. So they have played at least the 3 seasons of Free Fire Brazilian League, which is very sad for them, because sometimes we see that experience is not everything.
Absolutely. On this occasion, counted for nothing. It was vicious from Meta, but they got everything right. Sometimes, as we said before, you get a lot of luck. Timing can be essential as well, but great start from Meta, and they didn't lose any players as well, which is a key factor. So we've got our first blood, we've got our first team in the lobby.
With 0 points, and Meta Game is already with 4 points because of the kills. So for them right now, it is they should right now get a good place until the late stages of the game, because they need points. They need to point in the scoreboard.
God, lurking at the bottom end of the map, Flamengo. I'm not quite sure if they're quite happy with where they are at the moment. As we've said before, Flamengo, one of the teams which carries the name of a huge, in fact the biggest, best supported football club in Brazil, has God come under a bit of fire from Flamengo.
And as we like to say, most of these teams that got big soccer teams names, they feel like the pressure, they feel like they should be as good as the soccer players. But guys, this is
or as bad.
Yeah, this is a different kind of game. So there's different strategies and tactics. So do your best game.
God, quiet. Not the greatest Saturday for them. And they had last weekend a pretty good weekend. Saturday didn't quite go according to plan. as
Yeah.
Flamengo are on the move.
And yesterday, the group that played the 2 days of the weekend was the Group B, and today, God belonged to the Group C, who played yesterday and is playing also today. But what I'm trying to say with that is that God, in only one day, managed to be on the top, managed to be in the very first place. So nothing is lost for them right now. Nothing is lost for them right now. So they can get enough points to go up on the table for sure.
Carol, what are the pros and cons with playing 1 day or with playing for 2 days? Which would you prefer, to play for 2 days or just to have 1 day and a day off?
No, for sure, it's good to play 2 days because you can get points ahead on the table. So, like I said, God in 1 day they got lots of points in 1 day, of course. But if yesterday they had they had the opportunity to play as much they played from last weekend, for sure they would score lots more points and they would be ahead of SS Sports for sure. And today they would keep scoring and they would keep going up and have a big gap difference between the other teams. So I would prefer to play 2 days in a row and get more points advantage of other teams.
And I suppose in God's situation, it wasn't a great Saturday. They've got another day immediately to try to get more points, improve from what happened on Saturday. Of course, they could be in a bit of a run, a bad run, and 2 poor days, and then they got the entire week again just to ponder what went wrong. But an early chance here for God to make amends.
Yeah, based on our standing by maps, God, this is the best map for God because they have their best performance in during Purgatory map, but also FURIA. So we got God and FURIA playing the same round in the same map, of course, and we can wait great things from these teams. We should keep an eye on them.
Team Liquid, we saw that. 2 booyahs on Saturday. Slightly spread out. They've got
We got double
Red
booyahs
Kalunga.
from
Yeah, those teams, double booyahs, saw each other, decided to retreat. These two sides, consistency, a major problem. Either very, very good or very, very bad.
We shall see.
Well, early firefight, 1 team out, and it's gone quiet again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the very first match, these guys, they are prioritizing to have a better place in the late stages of the games, a better, position. But also, we want to see some action.
Santos getting a bit too close for God, but only 2 Santos players, although they've got the high ground. God haven't really moved, stuck in these kind of buildings at the lower end of this hill, which naturally enough is where the lower end of the hill would be.
Even though Santos got the high ground, I don't think this is the map that will give you most of advantage for high grounds. We talk a lot about Kalahari that gives you that advantage, but not Purgatory, because in any place, in anywhere in this map, you can find teams.
And Red Kalunga and Team Liquid deciding to go for it. Team Liquid with a player a bit behind the firefight, and they need to concentrate their weaponry all together. Now, who's going to come out? Who's going to be heading back to the lobby between these 2 sides who were so inconsistent on Saturday and still managed to get 2 booyahs each?
Should I say something?
Go on then, Carol. Kiss of Death is coming. I can sense it. Who is lurking around? Who's going to pick up the pieces as well as these 2 lock horns?
I'm betting on Team Liquid.
There you go, Team Liquid. Poor old Team Liquid. Feel sorry for you because they've got to play. 2 players have gone already. And the action is coming now thick and fast. Team Liquid against Red Kalunga. Team Liquid suffering here big time. Red Kalunga, just the 1 kill on the board, so make that 2 kills. So maybe fire coming in from different angles on Team Liquid.
Yes, maybe their approach was not very good, and Red Kalunga got the advantage.
And here they come again. Red Kalunga now with 3 on the board. Surely Team Liquid are heading out here. Very aggressive stuff. Only a matter of time before the second team goes out of the lobby. And there you go. The kiss of death is working wonderfully here this afternoon, I have to say. And there you go. Rub it in a little bit.
Just helping a little bit, Red Kalunga.
who making sure that they do not head back that early, and they remain intact as well. So I think there must have been some firepower coming in initially, as
and looks like FURIA is having a hard time, so Black Dragon will give them a hard time right now.
Black Dragon, another one of those teams who kind of tipped for stardom, another one of those sides, I'm afraid, who failed so far at least. And
some grenade launchers going on.
Need to use them to good effect. Hang on to them if you can for the latter stages. They can be really, really useful. But Black Dragon's now starting to impose himself just a little bit here. 2 kills on the board. FURIA on the back foot here. And not quite going to plan. That's a great shot.
Yeah, definitely was a great shot. He used first of all the grenade launcher and took some damage, and he finished to get the kill with his other gun. So that was excellent movement.
Field in a bit of a foot race here, being pursued by Black Dragon and Surely.
And they are actually on his yeah.
FURIA have gone. Well,
shut down.
Not what they hoped for as well. They talked big. They talked the talk. Unfortunately, they've walked the walk back to the lobby as this first bout of round 6 is now starting to pick up pace big time. And you've got teams sandwiched here. Teams taking fire from different angles. Team 1, we christened them Team 0 a while ago, but they've got 2 kills on the board. They've lost 2 players, now 3 kills, but they've lost 2 players already. So teams starting to crash out. Red Kalunga! Well, they didn't go out amongst the first 2, but off the camera they went down. And also that Corinthians have gone as well. I didn't mention them. Corinthians have gone.
We haven't talked about Corinthians yet, but they are already back to the lobby.
About all Corinthians. And Vivo Keyd! Wow! Metagaming teams. We're not even seeing them, but they're all going. I'm not quite sure if they're blowing themselves up or whatever, but we've missed, was it 3, 4, 5 teams there who went out quickly? And we're down to 6 sides and 19 players. Wow. Difficult to know who's got 4. Looks like Flamengo got 4. Corinthians still there, in fact.
Yeah.
At the top of the board. I thought Corinthians had gone out there, but still in.
Yeah.
God's still there.
And Flamengo got this full team, and also Santos.
Santos, not seeing anything from Santos. God is still there, isn't Santos, the team who want to pick up points and close that gap at the top as Flamengo try their firepower from these good shooting positions. No kills, though. God exposed slightly. And where are... Oh, there are Santos, right slap bang in the middle of the map. Black Dragons to one side, Flamengo lurking. They've got God who are trying to regroup to the left of Santos. Santos down to 3. And now Corinthians have gone.
Santos is not in a very bad position. They got a lot of cover here for them, but also is not the best one. But I tell you what, God and Black Dragons, they are out. And they're out open. That's very bad for them.
And God has been dispatched.
Yep.
Again, God not having the best of weekends. His, or their will has not been imposed on the Brazilian Free Fire League so far. And Flamengo, they're in a good position here because she laid down the firepower. Unfortunate for those little towers, if you get attacked by teams, there's nowhere for you to go. So it's one of those double-edged swords as that Black Dragons, I think, leaders with 8 kills. Jubinia. 4 to his name. And Black Dragons looking at right at the bottom of the map.
And Team 1 got only 1 player alive.
Team 1 moving toward action, which is probably not the best thing to do at the moment. There's just 4 sides in it, 11 players. Santos just the 1 kill. Down to 3, but the high ground as ever from Santos. And making those kind of headshots, and that was a decent one indeed. as Flamengo, Santos, and there's a Black Dragon in there as well, squashed right in the middle as Flamengo try to move on a flanking. As Black Dragons have gone out. And Flamengo are trying to go around the edges, trying to rotate the flanks. Flamengo now to 4 kills, down to 3 sides. And Santos nowhere to go as Flamengo press. You've got the Team 1 player who's probably best keeping out of it too late. It's been spotted by Flamengo players. He's going to go out any second now. Pretty certain of that one. There he goes. That was a bit silly from the Team 1 guy. Should have stayed out of the action a little bit longer. Santos have gone. And we get our first booyah! And it goes to Flamengo. And Flamengo looking strong throughout that first map, Purgatory. And we get the first booyah of the afternoon. Goes to Flamengo.
That for sure was a great start for Flamengo on this Sunday. They managed to hold their position and to take down all the teams around them. So I would say, I'm not for sure that, but I would say that was an easy booyah for them because they were actually in the middle of the safe. So they split their team players, and they could take care of all the sides. So that was a great start for Flamengo, and a big congratulations for them.
And I don't know if history is going to repeat itself because Flamengo won the Purgatory booyah last weekend on the first bout of the action, and they disappeared. Never saw them again. So I don't know if it's a good sign for Flamengo or not. They've got the booyah. Can they impose themselves?
Yes, that's the question, John. Can they get another booyah in a row, or we are not going to see more of them? And especially because Flamengo, something interesting of Flamengo is that the team that belongs to this organization, Flamengo, is now B4 team. So Flamengo had to rebuild a new team. So these players are all new here in this season, Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. So Flamengo got a very brand new team. So, but right now they are doing good. 2 booyahs and 11 rounds for them, so that's good. And they finished this match getting the booyah in the very first place with 18 points, followed by Black Dragons, who didn't get the booyah and didn't end up being the actually they went back to the lobby before Team 1 and Santos, but they managed to be in the second place with 17 points, and I'm pretty much sure they were the team that got more kill points. But in the other hand, Team 1 in the third place with 15 points got the MVP for this match, which is VN10. And we finally can see great things from Team 1 that managed to be on the top 3. And it is the very first time these guys are playing in the Serie A, so congrats to Team 1.
Cut all these sides, such as Flamengo and Santos, Cruzeiro and Corinthians, how closely linked are they to the big-name football teams?
Oh, for sure. They have this pressure, the crowd, especially because we know most of the players are guys, and guys are huge fans of soccer, especially here in Brazil. So they feel this pressure, they feel things like that happening. So it's exciting to see the last fight between Santos and Flamengo, most because they come from the soccer team. And here in the 7th place, we can see God with 8 points. We haven't seen much from God yesterday, but we can wait great things from them. And also Red Kalunga. But a big disappointment on Team Liquid that ended up being on this 11th place with 0 points.
FURIA, just the one for them. We saw the video. And the hopes and dreams didn't quite work out for FURIA because Flamengo take the first booyah of the Sunday, as they did last week in the same map. Purgatory, we've got Kalahari coming up, followed by Bermuda. 5 more drops to go here this afternoon, but Flamengo, then you said maybe a bit of a surprise in some respects.
Yeah, that was a huge surprise for us. Flamengo is starting with this Buia because we haven't seen much from them since last weekend. But I got this feeling that today it's going to be crazy as the previous Sundays we have. So, yeah, today it's going to be a crazy Sunday.
Well, that could be good news for Flamengo because Carol Bombshell is predicting Flamengo will fail miserably. She predicted Team Liquid would come out on top against Red Kalunga. I'm afraid that didn't happen. So Flamengo and their team are absolutely happy to hear that from Carol Bombshell.
Yes, for sure, John. But also we saw great things from Black Dragons, and like you said, I like to tip a lot Black Dragons because on the season 3 we saw great things from Black Dragons. Who watched the season 3 was really happy with the Black Dragons team. So, and finally today they are waking up for the game and we can see more of them. And I'm excited to watch the next matches because great things are ahead of us.
Free Fire Sunday, anything can happen as we found out in the previous rounds. We really don't know what these teams will produce here. Last Sunday, a lot of different winners, 5, 6 winners. And Flamengo again, that's how they started. Can they continue? Can they keep up the pressure? We're going to find out very shortly when we head over to Kalahari, which will be our second map of the afternoon. Round 6 in the Brazilian Free Fire League. Kalahari, again, a little bit cautious to begin with. We had that early firefight, and then it went quiet again.
Yep, yes. So most of the players from Group B, they found themselves down below of the table in the scoreboard. So they just started the game, you know, a little bit cautious to see what's going on today because Group C played yesterday. So these guys are in fire. They are feeling the thing. And here we can see on the scoreboard all the teams from Group B and Group C, and Santos not got the Buia but got the points to remain in the second place. And we can see God on the 6th position with 199 points, followed by FURIA that is pretty close with 2 points difference.
Compact between 5th, 6th and 7th, but Vivo Keyd, not a great showing from them. They were quiet until late on last weekend.
Yeah, but I got the feeling that if Team Liquid and Black Dragons if Black Dragons keep the same consistency between the other matches, they are going to get more points and maybe get in the top 10 as well. So Team Liquid should watch out for them. And a great start for Flamengo. They got this Buia and more points for them. So great.
Our first map then done. We will have a quick break and we'll be back with Kalahari.
Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. We've had our first map, Flamengo taking Purgatory. Can they do it again in Kalahari? We shall find out very shortly. So Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. That's the order of the maps here this afternoon, live from the mega city of Sao Paulo. The sun is shining outside, maybe not where you are, but the heat is certainly on the battlefields and the maps in this Brazilian Free Fire League.
Sure. Yes, for sure. And talking about Kalahari map, it is the best map for Santos team. So they have the highest points for drops in Kalahari. From Free Fire Brazilian League Season 3, they had the best punctuation on Kalahari map. So let's watch Santos during this match because we can wait great things from them.
Well, straight into map number 2, which is how we like it. No messing around at the airports for us. We're straight through and taking off and about to depart for Kalahari.
And let's see, John, if it does in this map things is going to start a little bit hotter, because you all know this is the hottest map in Free Fire Brazilian League. So let's see if these guys are going to start the action.
Well, let's get the kiss of death out of the way early on, Carol. Surprise us. Tell us who's going to succeed. I think you're kind of, hedging a bit again with Black Dragons. You're expecting them. You're looking at the map now. You're trying to predict early on. I can see that.
Yes, for sure. I'm trying to look for Black Dragons, but I'm not talking a lot about them because, you all know I'm the kissing of that. So let's talk about Team 1. They, in this last match, they end up being in the 30th place, which they got the best points mark for them so far in this Free Fire Brazilian League Season 3. And also, let's keep an eye on the teams that came all the way from Serie B, Team 1 and Meta Gaming, because it's always hard to play for the very first time on the Serie A against these teams that got a lot of experience and they can have things.
Quiet so far in Kalahari, waiting for our first firefight as God hoping to improve, hoping to impose themselves. Not been their weekend so far for God.
Yeah, which is very sad because they were doing really good. They were doing an amazing job. But as we like to say, this is a strategy game, but also a lucky game. So sometimes you just don't get the lucky.
Fortune sometimes favours the brave, not always. Keep an eye out for Team Liquid and Red Kalunga. Either death or glory for them. That's been their the way they've rolled this weekend. FURIA hoping to do better things than the map Purgatory, which we saw early on. They went out far too early as far as they're concerned.
Yes, and also FURIA. We start today's match talking about FURIA team, that we should also keep an eye on them because they would come this weekend very, hungry for the kills, very hungry to get better points, to get up in the table. But the very first match was not very good for them. But let's wait and watch. The day just started.
FURIA took the last two booyahs.
Yeah, from last weekend, and that helped them to be in the second place of the scoreboard. But because of the games from yesterday, took a big gap. But right now, anything can happen.
And those booyahs came in Kalahari and Bermuda in drops 5 and 6.
It's going to be a little bit hard to get the same amount of points that SS got right now in the very first place, but it is not impossible. Concentrate yourself to get a great position in the late stages of the game to finally conquer a booyah, and also lots of points by killing. We don't care, guys. You can always kill a little bit more than expected.
But again, we've said, just to get things going a little early on, some bonus points. For me, I think some mega bonus points for the first kill. Just to, and I think we're going to get it. We have got it. Kalunga. Congratulations to them. They've got the first kill. They become the new kill leader with 1 on the board. Bright start from them. It doesn't always like to engage, and it doesn't always work out when they engage because they're taking on Vivo Keyd.
And that's kind of dangerous because Vivo Keyd has been very promising during the competition. And take one of the players down, definitely mess up with their game.
Vivo Keyd, though, a bit slow starters. Not a great outing on the first map in Purgatory.
Something very good for Red Kalunga is that they said they changed their game. They set new goals, and that's what we have been watching.
Red Kalunga have spotted that Flamengo are behind them, so maybe they're trying to get out of the way. Now Flamengo could be in trouble because they've got no cover whatsoever here. And I think maybe Vivo Keyd didn't spot them. They're also out in the open, which is a good opportunity for Vivo Keyd to move in and take advantage, because two sides caught out in the open. Vivo Keyd with a bit of cover. Maybe they can get shots in on both these sides from that flanking position. And
they probably will. Vivo Keyd will probably try to steal some kills, because these guys are definitely thieves of kills.
Flamengo then do get some cover, maybe just a little bit of high ground. You've got FURIA and maybe Red Kalunga running into more trouble as well. Vivo Keyd might be in a tricky position, depending on who wins that firefight up the top between FURIA and Flamengo. Then Vivo Keyd will take shots from both those sides.
And it is funny here because we saw Red Kalunga trying to avoid all the battles from Vivo Keyd, Flamengo, but right now I don't think FURIA are going to forget them.
I thought they were chasing Flamengo and then just ran into trouble.
Uh-huh.
Red Kalunga, 2 bodies are down. Red Kalunga with 1 kill on the board for them. Trying to react here to FURIA. As you can see, it's quite compact here. Teams not wanting to be in this kind of position.
And I'm pretty much sure Vivo Keyd are all down. No.
Well, Vivo Keyd's still out there, thinking, keeping their very, very high or low profile inside that building, not wanting to show themselves, all crouching down. And Flamengo. And Vivo Keyd have gone. Really has not been their day so far. Got themselves in a bit of a tricky position and paid the price. As we look at Flamengo down to 3. Flamengo winners then of the first booyah of the afternoon. Can they push on? That is the question. Down to 3 players.
Yeah, we saw Cruzeiro done a booyah on this map, Kelleher, with only 3 players. So right now we can say anything is possible. So let's not doubt Flamengo capacity to get a booyah with only 3 players alive. But it's going to be hard. It's not an easy way. I would say Cruzeiro was very lucky to get the booyah with only 3 players. And look at John Black.
There you go. There you go.
How disappointing.
It is so fantastic. In fact, they should kind of make it into a kind of weapon, this kiss of death weapon, to wipe out teams.
I won't say a thing the next round.
The KOD rifle. Absolutely superb stuff from Carol Bombshell.
Something that I said that we should keep an eye on the guys that came all the way from Serie B, Meta Game and Team 1, and we haven't seen them yet in action in this map. So let's see if they manage to be in the late stages, because for the very first time Team 1 finished with lots of points in the top 3.
FURIA thinking about taking a nibble out of Flamengo here. Flamengo down to 3 players.
Something about a FURIA team is that this is the team that they prioritize kill points than placement. So we can always see them attacking more than, you know, holding back. So it is very dangerous, but also great strategy. Kill points, it is a difference. So
Flamengo on the move. Want to disengage if they can, but I don't think they're going to have any choice because FURIA now are pressing here. They've also got a flanking movement on the lower end of your screen. So it might be curtains here for Flamengo, I think. Very quick double kill. And the team who took the Booyah and Purgatory look like they'll be heading back to the lobby very, very quickly, as you said. FURIA going for the kills and moving in quickly. And that's it. Or should be. It's not, in fact. It was 4 kills for FURIA. But Flamengo, looks like JM 777 is running away, but I'm afraid wasn't quick enough. And Flamengo head back to the lobby.
something I was right of is that Flamengo wouldn't get a double booyah today because it is Sunday, and on Sundays we don't get double booyahs.
Something about Free Fire on Sunday here in Brazil. In fact, we did get a double, FURIA, right at the very end.
Yeah.
Flamengo, Cruzeiro, Fluxo, Loud, and then FURIA came in with a double.
Yeah, that
Kalahari
was the
and
very
Bermuda?
first time. Yes, for sure, John. But also FURIA is the second team that got the mark of 100 kill points on Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. And that's what I was talking about. Their strategy in this game is not always prioritize the placement, but get points by killing. So, and it is good, but dangerous. So,
no kills for God. And a bit exposed here. Trying to cross the river. That is not great, really. You really have to make sure that nobody is lurking, nobody's watching. You can't always, of course, because there are some sneaky snipers waiting to take full advantage. Now there's a bit of a crossfire here. Corinthians lurking up the top. Vivo Keyd getting some hammer, perhaps from 3 angles, and they are not in a good position. This is Team 1, who did pretty well in an opening map.
New kill.
yeah, they finished the last match in the top 3 with 13 points, which is great for them because this is the very first time these guys are playing against the Serie A group.
FURIA, 8 kills on the board for them, looking strong, looking like they want to bounce back from the first map.
Mem God from FURIA, he's in the second place on the kill leaders standings, but he hasn't done any kill yet.
Field has 4 to his name, and it could be 5. Red Kalunga have gone. A familiar tale from Red Kalunga. And FURIA meaning business here. Well, they've got Pain Gaming on the top. Santos as ever, with at least one player looking from a very high position. As we switch to Meta, trying to put some real firepower down on Team 1.
And it is Meta Gaming that are also a team from Serie B. So I always like to say how hard it is for these guys come all the way from Serie B and play against groups from Serie A, because Serie A, they got a more aggressive style of game.
Serie B, the second division. Meta on the move, 2 kills, down to 3 players. Team 1 having Meta one side, God the other. And Santos, great position for them. Team Liquid well below them, but Santos now, can they get the shots in on target? That is the question from those tight angles. But you stick your head over the side of the mountain, you're likely to get it blown off. That is the problem.
And once more again, there is only one player from Corinthians alive.
God have gone out. I don't think they even managed to get any kills. God, we'll find out right at the end, as Corinthians now take some hammer from Santos. Then we switch to Meta and FURIA And Corinthians to the right of the map. And Meta and Corinthians. Those Corinthians have gone out. They got caught out. I think the firepower from Santos from above.
Quarterly kill. Oh, goodness.
A quadruple kill. Meta now looking strong as well. So Meta and FURIA going head to head. You've got Team Liquid lurking around. Maybe they'll step in and take out the winner of that little battle. But it's a killing spree, and FURIA now to 13. They are really racking up the body count here, laying down the law big time and concentrating their firepower to very, very good effect. Still on 13 kills though.
14 kills, John. Oh my god.
14 kills. Just look at this firepower.
15, 16, 17. Oh goodness. Killing spree for sure.
18, that is very, very impressive stuff. And if FURIA can survive and take the booyah, they will get in some mega points here. They are meaning business, and Santos go. Santos, who started well in this league position, we're down to 2 sides. FURIA with 20 surely has to be them, and they are racing forward.
Oh
Killing spree once again. 20 kills on the board for them, looking mean. Another killing spree! Woo! Yet again, booyah! Just had to be FURIA, who really, really pressed forward. They're going to get mega points for this one as well. Great stuff from them. Really racking up the body bags. And they take booyah number 2 of the afternoon in Kalahari. But what a performance from FURIA.
Holy guacamole, what these guys have done on this match today. Oh my god, I feel like every time they score a kill, it is amazing. 20 kills. They finish with probably 21 or 22 kills. It is great for them. They got a lot of killing spree. So, I mean, I'm speechless right now. That was a hell of a booyah. These guys are amazing. They are doing an amazing job, and I'm like, oh goodness.
Carol Bombshell in shock because
Yes.
FURIA really, really went to town. In our map number 2, they're going to get mega points, as we shall see very, very shortly. At least 20 kills, maybe 21, 22. Is that a record for the Brazilian Free Fire in the games that we've covered? Possibly. I maybe think so. Let's take a look then. Drop number 2, glory for FURIA. Fast and furious.
Look, John, very first place with 33 points. I mean, they had broken a lot of records just in only one round right now, with only one match. That is the very first time something like that happened in Free Fire Brazilian League history. This is the 4th season, and we have never seen anything like that. Oh my god, FURIA, great job. So for sure, the MVP for this match, it is 1-9, the player from FURIA team with 8 kill points. That is amazing. But also, I'm very happy to see in the second place meta game. These guys came all the way from Serie B, the 2nd division of Free Fire Brazilian League, and they finished in the top 3 this round with 15 points. So that is great stuff for FURIA game with 33 points. But also we could see finally Corinthians in the top 3 with 10 points. It is not a very good punctuation for them, points for them, but still. And here it is, God in the 7th position. Team 1, Red Kalunga, Flamengo, Vivo Keyd, and Black Dragons, unfortunately, in the very last one with 0 points.
Just mention that name again. Black Dragons. Carol, sounds familiar.
But oh wow, FURIA team had definitely a great start today on this Sunday. I mean, not a great start because on the first match they didn't get a lot of points, a great position. But right now, I mean, they recover so fast, and they are definitely fast and furious today.
Fabulous stuff from FURIA. What a great performance for them to take Kalahari with style and a huge amount of body bags to wrap and huge points total, which will fire them up the table, that's for sure. But really, really impressive stuff. Great stuff. aggressive stuff as well. Maybe a little bit of luck perhaps along the way, because you always need that, of course, but very, very impressive from FURIA in map number 2.
And yeah, we are very happy with this lottery, guys. Congratulations. That's what we have signed for. So keep doing your best job and doing the kills, because that's what we like. We like to see blood going on here.
Essentially, just keep killing. Business as usual, keep killing. And the body bags will mount up. 2 maps have gone then. Flamengo, who went out early as kind of predicted in the second map, and FURIA taking the second booyah. So Flamengo and FURIA, the teams with the booyahs so far in round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
So basically is keep killing people, but FURIA managed
electronically,
to,
in an e-world.
FURIA managed to survive until the end, killing a lot of the players. So 33 points. It's more because of the kills. So that's amazing. And I will keep talking about that over and over again. But I know we have to talk about all the teams, but FURIA's for sure. All the highlights go for you right now.
It really was an impressive performance from them, closing the gap on the leaders in round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. And we're waiting to see see where they are in this league table, but very good stuff from them, very aggressive stuff, and it paid off big time.
I mean, 33 points are going to get them a great advantage right now. They are very close of the top 3, and imagine if they keep doing that. I mean, we know that you don't always have to get the booyah to get more points than other teams, but it is essential to get the booyah. So if FURIA keep doing that, and remember that last week on Sunday, they were the only team that got a double booyah on Sunday in this season on Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. So we can definitely await great things from FURIA team this Sunday, especially this weekend. So let's see.
They'll be keen to repeat that performance. Carol, right now, at this very, very moment, what are the teams doing?
Okay, so they start today's match very cautious, trying to get as much information as they can, because Group C played yesterday and they are playing today. So the groups that start the game on the Sunday from Group B, they are trying to get information from Group C, you know, because Group C is still feeling the vibe from yesterday's game. But also, we keep saying that Group A is the most aggressive one, but Group B is proving us wrong, is proving us the contrary. So right now they are trying to get more kills, they are trying to get more position, and we can see more teams from Group B on the score board for sure.
We'll look at the table in just a second, then we'll have a break, and then we'll be heading off to map number 3. Everyone's favourite Bermuda, but some great stuff here from FURIA in Kalahari. Flamengo taking the first booyah, FURIA the second. FURIA looking strong. Can they make it a double header? We shall find out very, very shortly. We're still waiting to see their position in the league table, but those points will certainly help their cause, and they will be storming up, closing the gap on the top. And here you go, let's take a look.
There it is, they are in the second place. Oh my god, if I'm not mistaken, they were in the 6th place, and right now they had a jump all the way to the top in the very second place. And if I may say, Esports should watch out for FURIA, because they are coming to take the top.
There's plenty of time for them to do that here this afternoon as well, because we've got 4 more maps to drop into. Before then though, let's take our next break.
Two times knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out. times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome back then to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. 2 maps have gone. We've got Bermuda coming up in just a few moments. Flamengo and FURIA then laying down the law, especially FURIA in the last map when they really went to town. Scored a massive points and looked so dangerous.
Yes, for sure. And we also should keep an eye on FURIA in the next round because FURIA got the highest points in Bermuda map. So the best performance from Group B on Bermuda map is all for FURIA. So FURIA team got the best point kills, best points for placement in Bermuda map. So we should watch out for them as well. But, you know, I'm not talking a lot about that because I don't want to wish these guys a bad luck.
Flamengo, FURIA, our 2 early pace setters. Flamengo going out though early on in the second map, and FURIA really impressive stuff as we get set for a little trip to Bermuda. Carol, as you said, it's the first map. It's often the favourite of many because it's familiar. Familiarity, though, can cause problems because everyone knows the layout.
Yes.
Everyone knows what might happen.
Yeah, that's the thing about Bermuda. It is the favorite. It is probably the easiest one, but also it's the more complicated one because most of those players, the teams, and also the coaches have studied each piece of Bermuda map. But let's wait great things from FURIA right now because, like I said before, they got the best performance in this map. But Santos is only 1 point behind of FURIA team, so Santos can change the game, can turn the table. Who knows what can happen here today?
Santos, so far, relatively quiet, but in 3rd position in the league. Yet to impose themselves.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Corinthians today, right? They belong to the Group B. This is the only day of this weekend they are playing here, but we haven't seen much of them. So,
and a lot of the teams as well, Carol. They've gone out before we've actually seen them in action. That's happened in both maps.
Yes, definitely, for sure. So it is the 30 match of today's game, and we are very impressed by FURIA team. These guys have done so much in the last round, and I'm pretty much sure everyone's right now keep an eye on them because, John, in only 1 round, 22 points by kill, it is a lot. It is the slaughtering I was waiting for today.
Big question is, can they be consistent? Can they do it again? Because we've seen teams take a booyah and then take an early shower in the lobby.
Are you talking about Red Kalunga?
Red Kalunga, Team Liquid, Flamengo.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it depends. Something very interesting about FURIA team is that they haven't changed their players yet. They haven't replaced any players yet. So they are playing with the very same squad, with the very same players since the very beginning of the season. Flamengo is already back to the lobby. Oh well, not good for Flamengo.
Amazing stuff, really, because I don't know about you, but the sound of gunfire did not reach my headphones, and Flamengo have gone out again.
And I tell you what, the team that took them down, that sent them back to the lobby, was Black Dragons, because I was keeping an eye on Flamengo drop call, and they were pretty close of Black Dragons. So probably Black Dragons already got 4 points by kill.
We'll
That's
see
good
the
for them.
stats very shortly. Vivo Keyd is the team we're looking at right now, but Flamengo again. So this is Flamengo. Booyah, out early, out early.
Today is the only chance that Group B have to score more points than Group A, because next weekend we start all over again. So next weekend we got Group A playing the 2 follow days, Saturday and Sunday. So today is the time for Group B get point advantage of Group A. So if FURIA managed to get more points, more booyahs, more kill points today, they probably gonna get a big gap ahead of SS Sports as well.
And Red Kalunga looking for God.
We all are looking for God.
Red Kalunga nicely grouped up. A bit of an open country to cross, though. Trying to use the kind of hills to the side of them. They don't go on the peaks. They don't have a profile showing to be shot at. Guards in a better position. Lots of cover with the buildings. And Red Kalunga have to get across this open space very quickly. Flamengo then have gone out. Still waiting to see who did the business. Carol thinks it's Black Dragons.
Yes, I'm pretty much sure it was Black Dragons, but you said something very interesting, that it is very weird because some of the teams that got booyah, sometimes they go back to the lobby very early on the early stages of the game, and that's what happened with Flamengo. So they got the first booyah of today, and right now in the 30 match, they are the first team to go back to the lobby with 0 points.
So what does a coach say to a team like Flamengo? Okay, they get a booyah, and then they fail dismally in the next 2 maps.
Okay, so probably because Flamengo got few booyahs on this season, and they are not, we cannot find them on the top 3 or the top 10. It is very hard to keep up with the pressure. There is a lot of pressure of the coach, for sure, because the coach is watching the whole thing, but also of the fan base. So the players await great things from the teams. So sometimes it's hard for these players to keep up the pressure. That's why we keep saying that you have to prepare yourself mentally first.
And let's not forget how young these players are. So Carol, you're saying success, a double-edged sword. So they get a great win, all the fans go crazy,
Yeah.
and that affects them mentally, and they basically crash out.
Yes. Most of the times they crash out because there is a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things going on for them. Like Team Liquid, yesterday they had a great start. They got lots of points, not only because of the booyahs, but in the other match they managed to be on the top 3. But because of yesterday's match, they got a lot of pressure for today, and today we are not seeing much of them in action. So maybe that is the pressure that are consuming them right now.
Carol, the average age of these teams, I don't think anyone's actually worked it out, but 17, 16, maybe
Yes.
18?
Yes, definitely. They are on their 17s, 20s, things like.
20 would be on the older side. I think most of these players.
I think the oldest one is 21 or 22.
22, a granddad of a side, really. I think 40, is it 40, the youngest?
And I don't know how, but I know like little kids, like 8 or 7 years old, they are pro. They are pro players for sure.
Is there a peak age, for example? So 22 is cracking on a little bit when it comes to this. Is there a peak age when players get too old because they're not as good, or because in theory they probably should in most sports, players don't even peak until the mid-20s, for example. As well, it says first blood, and it wasn't first blood because we've got a team out already. As Team Liquid piling on the pressure. 2 kills on the board.
But answering your question, John, I would say like when you're 20, for sure you got more responsibility, and another things to think about. And we know Free Fire, it's a serious game. It is, this competition is very serious, but also for the little kid, it's for fun. They play for fun, and maybe they spend more time playing, and they get because of the practice that every day they get more, you know, pro than the older ones. So I would say that.
Although in theory, if somebody is a professional player, then he or she should have a lot more time to practice, even if they're in the kind of 20s.
Yes, for sure. And these guys, especially, they are playing Free Fire Brazil League. They dedicate themselves 24/7. So every day they have practice more than once a day. So they practice at least 3 or 4 times a day. So yes, you should dedicate yourself and practice every time, every day.
Can it be a case of overkill, that perhaps they do it too much, maybe?
And as we can see here, FURIA only got 1 player alive, which is going to give him a very hard time to get another Booyah with the same amount of points from the last round.
And again, we missed the action, really, because Flamengo know we've gone. FURIA down to 3 now. Was it Flamengo and FURIA who locked horns earlier on? That will remain a mystery. It was the FURIA player there right in the middle. Nobody wants to have a go because it would mean closing down that open spaces for FURIA. There you go. And I think his time... Bill God Time's going to try and take a few players out with the grenade throws, and doesn't do so. So far, he's lobbing those grenades, but they haven't worked yet. I think his days are over. How many grenades is that? 3, 4? He's got all the ammunition he needs and does get a kill. Takes out one of the Team Liquid players. He Bale God 7. Refusing to go, and the Team Liquid players now thinking about, well, sure, we go for this. This is the problem with towers, you said before. It's great position, however,
Yeah.
you know, you just can't get out of it.
Okay, so that was very funny because, I mean, that was a smart performance from the only one, BL7 from FURIA. Right now they are all back to the lobby, but they took a grenade, and they took down at least 3 players from Team Liquid. But when he tried to do something, Santos, all the way from factory, all the way high on the up, to send him back to the lobby.
FURIA then following Flamengo, winning a Booyah, going out early. This is supposed to be Sunday, Carol, not Saturday, where we had teams like Team Liquid and Red Kalunga win and then went out. But again, we're getting that pattern. I don't know if it's because maybe teams are marked men when they win a Booyah. Maybe they, like you said, the pressure gets to them.
Yes, for sure. And also because we were talking about the age, so these little ones, they get very excited with the tournament, and they feel this pressure and they don't know how exactly act when they are winning.
Granny Carol Bombshell, referring to the players as the little ones.
Thanks for the title, John. Ooh,
And
great
God.
grenade from Jubinha.
Jubinha using a grenade to take out 1 player. And God, again, it's hasn't been their day so far.
Yeah.
Can they survive this onslaught? Because
And it is going to be a fair battle because it's 3 against 3. Ooh.
And Black Dragons still with 3 players. General on the move, using those walls to good effect and trying to pick down Jubini on that occasion. Didn't do so. And God, slightly higher ground. And Black Dragons trying to jostle for a better position here, using the trees as well, both sets of players. And these two are not in any way, shape or form thinking about disengaging. Their firefighters on one of these teams is going to be heading back to the lobby quickly. Carol, which one is it?
Probably Black Dragons, because God is trying to block their passage through the safe zone.
God again menacing. Still just the 1 kill on the board though. 4 kills! It changes
There it
so
is.
quickly and Black Dragons go. Went from 1 kill to 4 just in a blink of an eye, and Black Dragons have gone again.
I mean, it is very bad for Black Dragons to go back to the lobby this early, but also I'm pretty much sure they got lots of points because they took down Flamengo on the early stages of the games, and they scored 1 more point by killing one of the players from God. So great points, but not enough.
Santos, however, with the high ground, it's not really worked for them so far. And if you're going to take the high ground, it's probably not a good idea to stand on top of the wall. The headshot was on there. And that was coming for so long. Key, Carol, is first of all, you keep your head down. And if you can't do that, you keep moving, keep rotating. Some of these players forget to do that. We see a lot of the better players moving, always crouching, never leaving themselves as a target. And we've got teams coming in from the side also. This is going to be a bit tough here, but also some sharpshooting from on high from Santos, who are taking full advantage. And some great headshots as well, double kills. And Pain Gaming have gone.
And Santos, they are using the exactly same strategy. One of the players on the highest view with a sniper rifle, and the other three ones remain down there to kill, to confront the other teams. Which it is not a bad strategy, but still very complicated to manage.
Hasn't really served Santos too much so far this afternoon, but it's a familiar thing from them. That's what they like to do. That's the way they roll as Corinthians go head-to-head. Corinthians have gone Meta Gaming.
With 5 points by killing. That was great for Meta Gaming that is playing for the very first time the Serie A. So great job. And they finished the last round in the top 3, pretty much sure.
Or Team 1.
Did Team 1 took down Santos? I know that Pain Game is already back in the lobby, but what about Santos?
Santos were on the roof, but Team 1 now with 8 kills on the board. Let's see if Santos is still out there.
I'm pretty much sure there is only one player alive from Santos who is in the top of the factory.
Good place to be sometimes, but you might end up on your own, as the Santos player has. We'll just try to confirm that. Can't see Santos though at the moment.
Yep. I think they have gone. Yeah, they are back to the lobby.
6 teams.
Ooh.
Meta with 5. Down to 2 players though. So hard at times to keep track, especially when it goes like this as well. And shots flying in to the air. Team 1 with 4. Can't really see if God has every bit. I don't think so. 1 with 8 kills. Looking the strongest at the moment, but that doesn't really mean a lot. With 5 teams now, another team has crashed out into the lobby.
And Team 1 is doing an excellent performance right now. They got 8 kills in their baggage and all the full squad. So let's see if they're going to manage to get in the late stages. It's going to be a little bit harder.
I mean, that's 9 kills for Team 1, looking ominous, but down to 2. Meta also down to 2. Team 1 have gone. Team 1 have gone, and Vivo Keyd have also gone. Hardly seen them at all in this battle royale. down to 4 sides, and the players are dropping like flies.
And it is Team Liquid against Metagaming. Who's going to take the booyah?
2 sides. Which one's going to be? New name on the board, and the shots are flying in very quickly. Team Liquid looking positive here. Double kill for them as they rush forward, and surely now outnumber everybody, and booyah for Team Liquid.
Yep.
3 booyahs, 3 different teams on our 3 maps so far this afternoon in the Brazilian Free Fire League. And Team Liquid, without going too crazy, did enough here in Bermuda.
Yeah, and so far we got 3 different booyahs from 3 different teams. And you know, that's how we roll on Sundays. But it is good for Team Liquid that yesterday got at least 2 booyahs. And today they keep the same consistency, so this is good for them. A great achievement so far in this day, so congratulations to Team Liquid.
Flamengo, booyah out. FURIA, booyah out. Team Liquid. Well, we saw what happened with
Booyah
Team
question
Liquid.
mark.
Absolutely. We saw Team Liquid taking 2 booyahs and going out early as well. So suddenly a familiar pattern in Brazilian Free Fire. Kind of what is happening? Why can't these teams get a booyah, stay in? Why do they keep crashing out? Is it because sides have got them marked out, or is it just ill fortune? What's going on?
Probably well fortune. I mean, they should get some tips from Esports, because Esports managed to get booyahs in a row, 3 booyahs in a row in the very first week of Free Fire Brazilian League. But most of the times it is all about lucky and how you're going to rotate in the map. We talk about in the very beginning that FURIA team got the best performance on Bermuda map, but unfortunately they were one of the first teams to go back to the lobby. But finally Team Liquid is on the game here this Sunday, and they got the booyah with 21 points, followed by Metagaming, and it is the very first time we can see one of the MV players in this match, and it belongs to Metagaming, Kawe, with 5 kill points. And followed by Team 1. So this is very great, very good for these 2 teams that came all the way from Serie B, and they are playing for the very first time against the players from Serie A. So great job, guys.
Map number 3, round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League, and yet another team with a booyah.
That was great. And also we can see a little bit of God here on the top 10. They are on the 4th place. But sadly, we see here Flamengo who got a booyah today on the very last place, and FURIA on they only got 1 point because of the kill, but it's still a very bad position.
Still early days then here in round 6 from the Brazilian Free Fire League. We've got 3 more maps to come, starting as we do the rotation, Purgatory, Kalahari, and then Bermuda. Flamengo, FURIA, and Team Liquid taking the 3 maps. Who will take map number 4? That is the question. Who can find some consistency in the way that SS Esports did on Saturday? And throughout this tournament, they were record breakers. In the opening weekend, kind of fell away a little bit, but made sure they stayed among the points, and on Saturday as well. Got a booyah, but stayed in the top 4, top 5 for most of the maps, and that is the key. And that is how Flamengo, FURIA, and Team Liquid, that is what they should be doing. Of course, easy for us to say sitting here in the studio. A lot more tricky for the teams out there to build on booyahs.
Yes, for sure. So that's actually a great tip, because Suicide, they gave us quite a show on the very first week, and they managed to be all the rounds, the 12 rounds they had played. They managed to be on the top 3, so that's the biggest goal, the biggest tip we can get from SS team. But also a great start for FURIA team, and Santos Sports were only 1 point behind of FURIA team, and because of their position on this last match, they managed to get 4 points ahead of FURIA team. So I would say it is a tight between these teams because anything can happen in the next round. Maybe the points will change a little bit, but also a big congratulations to Team Liquid that is getting closer and closer of the other teams in the top 5. They are right now in the top 10. That's great for them. And we can see a little bit more of Meta Gaming and Team 1. So congratulations to these guys. They are fighting gratefully in this Serie A all the way from the 2nd division, Serie B.
Team that has been really quiet, we've hardly seen them at all, and it's a bit disappointing for them, of course, that one-time leaders, Vivo Keyd, where are they at the moment?
Yes, Vivo Keyd, a big disappointment for them.
Let's go to another break, then we shall be back with Purgatory map number 4 of the afternoon.
Knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock him out. Two times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome back then to our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. 3 maps have come and gone, 3 different Booyahs, so 3 different teams. 3 more maps to come. Will it be 3 more different leaders as we almost had last Sunday? Because it's Free Fire Sunday and we know that this is a familiar pattern. We also know from Saturday that you win a Booyah and then you go back to the lobby very, very quickly. That has been the pattern in this rather strange weekend in round 5 and 6.
Yes, for sure, John. And this is the 30 Buia of Team Liquid in Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4, but also the first one in Bermuda map. I was counting that FURIA is going to do something about in Bermuda map because they got the best performance in Bermuda map, but this is anyone's game, you know, it's nobody's game, so anything can happen at any time. And in fact, teams from Serie B that are now of Serie A, Team 1 and Meta Game, they are doing amazing today. So today is the best day for them. I mean, you know, let's say that the very first 2 weekends it is the start for them. So there's a lot of pressure. So they are trying to get to know the other teams from Serie A. So this is okay. Let's cut them a slack. So they are doing a great job today. So all congratulations for teams from Serie B. They are now of Serie A.
Purgatory coming up, followed by Kalahari and Bermuda. Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid. Again, nobody has been able to find the consistency that SS Esports have shown in these first 5.5 rounds. SS Esports still the leaders. Still a chance that somebody could knock them off the top of the table, but the way things are going, with no one finding those double booyahs, maybe SS Esports will finish this round as top dogs. But 3 more maps to come. We'll be heading to Purgatory in just a minute or so. Carol, is anyone going to knock them off the top?
Yes, for sure. And I mean, Santos and FURIA, they are very tied, so they are fighting over the second, the second position. But also they wanted to get in on the top, so it's going to be a little bit harder. They are about 20 points behind of SS Sport. But the teams that haven't done a Buia yet is Meta Gaming, Team 1, Pain, Corinthians, and Black Dragons, which is a very surprise because Black Dragons got so many Buias from last season. But it is hard for all the teams to get in the late stages of the games and get a Buia. So let's wait and see, because Sunday is a weird day. It's a crazy day. And
Saturday has become a weird day as well.
and anything can happen today. Even these teams that haven't done any Buias can get a Buia today.
We find out. We've got 3 more maps to come. We'll be heading off to Purgatory in just a few minutes, or perhaps less than that. So Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid. Carol, any predictions?
Because it is Sunday, let's say a team that have never done a Buia, so Black Dragons.
Oh dear. Poor old Black Dragons. I'm waiting for Vivo Keyd to show us what they are made of. I'm not tipping them, of course, because I won't go down the Kiss of Death path, unlike Carol Bombshell, our former professional player. But Vivo Keyd have been we know what they are capable of doing, but nothing from them, nothing from God as well so far. A couple of booyahs for them last weekend. They've been Consistency is a problem for all the teams, but SS Esports.
Yeah, it is such a shame for God, because we haven't talked much about them today, and these guys gave us quite a show last weekend. But let's see, there is more 3 rounds of today's match, so let's see if they manage to get something good for us today.
Well, off we go then. Purgatory is map number 4.
And still, there is lots of points difference between the first place and the second one. So these guys have to work hard in this 3 last matches of today's game. And it is also a pity for Red Kalunga that yesterday managed to step it up a little bit their game and run from the relegated zone. But right now they are back in there. So let's see if Red Kalunga, if you guys can step it up a little bit more today.
We shall find out very shortly. Who is going to take Booyah number 4? This is the overhead. of the Purgatory map. Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, our teams with glory, a mixed bag in fact for all those teams. Team Liquid setting the trend really of winning a booyah and going out amongst the first or second sides. Can they avoid that?
Yeah, that's the question, John. But talking about Team Liquid, we got two players to say a lot of them. MVR and Peusada, both from Team Liquid. They had an excellent performance yesterday. They were actually an amount of kills of 33 kills, more than all the teams had together. So yesterday was the day of glory for Team Liquid. Let's see if today they can get more booyahs, if they can get more points ahead, because right now they find themselves in the 10th place. So if they can, in these last 3 matches of today, they can get more points, they probably will get the 9th or the 8th position. So this is good for them. Will give them a little bit of advantage to get closer and closer of the top 5. But also Team Liquid got the records of kills in a single round at Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. There were 46 kills, which is the same mark of Santos in the third season of Free Fire Brazilian League. So lots of things going on today, lots of pressure on Team Liquid, Flamengo and FURIA. They were the only teams that got booyahs today, but you all know that Sunday is a weird day.
Silence in the map so far. There you go, firefight.
Not for too long.
Pain. Going for Meta, and Payne get the first kill. We missed the first blood in the third map when Flamengo crashed out. Cameras missed it. We got the first kill though, and it's gone to Payne Gaming.
Something about Meta, this player that unfortunately went back to the lobby this early. It's because he was so far away from his team players that unfortunately he didn't get the chance to, have a fair battle, a mano-mano. It was 4 against 1, and that's why you have to stick to your group.
Sometimes those players will go out on a limb to act as bait. Very tricky though if you wanted to try that. If you try to draw teams in, you've got to be well placed and you've got to be bait, but you've also got to have a lot of cover. Didn't quite work out if that's what Meta were trying to do. Although with FURIA, they've got Meta one side, they've got Black Dragons as well, so they will stay where they are. Black Dragons though stretched out. FURIA, a team which laid down the law in map number 2, and then got egg on their faces in map number 3.
I know we haven't talked much about Corinthians because we haven't seen much of them so far today. But something that I have noticed is that they changed their drop call, because they used to go to Central as well, like FURIA, but probably they were not winning lots of battles against FURIA team, and that's why they changed their drop call.
One player in the lobby, so frustrating for him to be sitting there and twiddling his thumbs, his little thumbs, as Carol would say.
But I don't use my thumbs, I use my indicators.
Big finger, middle finger, which is kind of...
It is weird,
It's an interest. I'm just trying to figure it out now. It's the crab hold, which the crab hold, if you've got... if you're playing a game where you've got to be pressing different buttons at different times, it's quite useful, the crab.
And I know...
Google it if you're not quite sure what it is. It's good, but it's hard to use if you're using it for the first few times. But apparently the crab is recommended by the experts.
Yes.
I don't use it. I'm a Mr. Thumbs, I'm afraid to say, but just gives you that reaction, that fraction of a second, which can make all the difference. Slim margins, as they say in football.
Yes, you're definitely right. So some things I feel my gameplay it's a little bit slower than the other players that use their thumb. And you know, it is also all about practice.
Reaction times. Not quite sure if you can improve reaction times or not. Maybe you can, maybe there are techniques, but I think prediction. This is a good movement here because you don't stay still. Don't stay still, golden rule. Keep moving, even if you're on the roof and even if you've got a low profile, keep rotating. Stops people taking your head off. So 0-3 or D3, couldn't quite work out what it was, showing how it's done.
D3. And probably today, it's going to be like yesterday. All the teams are going to meet in Brasilia. So it's going to be a very huge party. Lots of things going on, a lot of slaughtering, and that's what we like.
Flamengo with the vantage point looking down on the mayhem to come. Still 12 sides out there, but there's only one player's gone so far.
There's only one player that have gone back to the lobby from metagaming, but all the teams remain alive with their full squad. Uh-oh.
Almost full squads,
Yep.
apart from Meta. Red Kalunga to the left. Team Liquid could be facing opposition from Santos, as well as another team to their right. So they want to stay in cover.
I mean, they should, because all the teams are here right now. Most of all the teams are here right now in Brasilia. So if you stick your head out, you can easily get shot. So watch out.
Paying on to 2 kills. And Vivo Keyd, can they produce the goods as Corinthians beat a quick retreat? Caught on the hillside. They've got some rocks and stuff with which to use, but there's nowhere to go from that kind of position, so that's risky business. You stick your head up on top of the rock, try to get the fire shots in. Sometimes it's just worth it waiting and not moving.
It is such a shame for Corinthians being in this bad position of this championship, because I'm pretty much sure Corinthians got one of the biggest fan base here, especially in Free Fire Brazilian League. Not talking about any other championship or soccer, but especially here in Free Fire Brazilian League, Corinthians got the biggest fan base, the biggest crowd. So I have heard that they got a lot of pressure on their back right now because of their bad performance so far in the game.
And will they get fans protesting at their training centre, which does happen to the Corinthians football team on a regular basis? Not just Corinthians, of course. There will be teams who fail in their fans' eyes, get regular protests by so-called fans at the training ground. Corinthians' second biggest supported club in Brazil when it comes to football. Flamengo ahead, and we're talking about millions and millions of fans, and those two teams dwarf anybody else in Brazil by a long, long way. There's just no comparison. All the other sides put together, nowhere near close to Corinthians or Flamengo, which is an amazing thing. But that is Brazil. It's gone quiet then after our first kill.
Yeah, and as we can see here, the same exactly save from yesterday's games in Purgatory, and everyone is going to meet right now in Brasilia. So let's see the performance from Group B. They haven't played yesterday, so today is the very first time they are playing this weekend against Group C. So let's watch and see what is going to be the difference between Group B and Group A.
Corinthians, no kills so far. I saw a flash of Santos come up on the right-hand side. Santos, as we switch to Pain Gaming. Quietish start to Purgatory, map number 4. 4 players have gone out, but we've still got all 12 teams at the moment. And a kind of weird siren. Something happened to that siren?
It is of the danger zone. So the danger zone is tell the players to get a cover, otherwise I'm gonna wipe you down, send you back to the lobby.
Maybe water or something in the siren sounded slightly off. And exposed in those kind of positions is not where you want to be, but can the teams on the bridge? That's not a great place as well as Black Dragons move forward. Black Dragons not in a great place, but they have at least a bit of cover. Teams exposed on the run.
Still, they got 2 points by killing 2 players from Team 1, and they are trying to chase the other 2 players right now.
Vivo Keyd still in it, but nothing on the board. Toying with Corinthians.
Oh, barefoot.
Interesting. Hard times perhaps for Vivo Keyd. Short of cash, who knows?
Oh my goodness. Grenade launcher. Ooh.
But missing the target. Vivo Keyd now with 1 kill on the board as Corinthians face the pressure. Vivo Keyd skating on thin ice here. They've lost a player. Black Dragons not on our cameras as we switch to Corinthians, and that is why Black Dragons are getting up points, because they're in a good position. They can fire down on both those 2 teams and maybe wait to pick up kills, which is what they're doing. This is so sneaky. 2 sides going head to head. A third team comes in to pick off the survivors
Come to join the party
and
sure.
lob a few grenades and pick up the kills. Black Dragons then. Vivo Keyd have gone. Another disappointing afternoon for them, and I think Corinthians will follow suit because Black Dragons are in hot pursuit here. And surely Corinthians will be heading back to the lobby as well. Interesting that Vivo Keyd, or Black Dragons rather, just waited a second or two where they heavily outnumber Corinthians. And 5 kills on the board. Corinthians have gone, that was coming.
And Black Dragons got points from two teams. They took some teams down here, so great congratulations for Black Dragons. And I bet them to get this booyah, so let's see, John.
Still a long way to go because only 2 teams have gone out. Make that 3. Team 1 have just gone. And now things are picking up here.
Yeah, it was a bad start for Team 1 in this match because they have lost 2 of their players on the early stage, and it is hard to remain alive with only 2 players and get the booyah. I mean, not impossible, but it's still hard. There's a great split from God team players. We got 2 in 2 different houses and the other 2 in the same house, but they are securing the area around them. And seems like they're going on Red Kalunga to get their position.
Red Kalunga still in it at the moment, but God one side as Red Kalunga come under some heavy fire. FURIA, we've yet to see much of them. Winners of the second booth. FURIA to the left. God, Red Kalunga, Team Liquid. One of these sides is going to crash out, and the other teams will come in. And maybe Red Kalunga taking fire from God on one side.
Ooh.
Red Kalunga.
These guys are no joke. Oh my goodness.
Team Liquid, maybe the best policy here, just to keep the heads down and wait for the other sides to attack.
They always come to the head, John.
Red Kalunga trying to stay focused, trying to stay alive in this game, but so many sides around them. And they maybe, I think, watch and wait. That's the best policy. God lurking around. They've got FURIA. This is the view we can see. And as you can see from this overhead map, who would be Red Kalunga? They've got people all around them, paying very, very close. Team Liquid one side. Team Liquid also exposed because they've got God to their right, Payne just ahead of them. Now you've got other sides closing in as well. So Flamengo have gone, again, we didn't see Flamengo in this game. They've gone out. A familiar pattern for the Rubro-Negros of Flamengo.
That's right. And look who's inside of the safe zone. Red Canids and Ping Game. So they have to get a lot of, you know, nerves.
Meta going at Santos. Meta down to 3. And Santos have gone. That's a bit of a shock. Meta, I think, got some support from elsewhere because they went in very, very strong with only 3 players. So I think Santos took some collateral damage from elsewhere.
But it's still excellent game from Meta Game. Ooh.
Payne now coming under the cosh a little bit. The players are really, really close in. The headshot from very, very close range. Red Kalunga making a bit of a fight of things. 7 teams, 21 players, trying to work out if anybody's intact. As we look at Red Kalunga, they do have 4 players at the moment. Things change so very quickly. And Red Kalunga, who were in a tricky position, still in a tricky position as teams jostle all around them. God to one side as we switch to Meta. Still 7 players have got 5 kills on the board. Kills mounting up for them very quickly. And again, it's so hard to keep a track on the action as we close down towards this 4th booyah. 7 sides, 4 kills now for Red Kalunga. Doing well here. Just keep firing into those empty windows. Metagaming, they've gone out as well. Fire to those spaces and hope players pop up like that. That was not very, very good indeed. Players just popping in those rounds, hoping someone's going to appear, and that's what happened. So if you're being fired on, Carol, don't respond immediately. Black Dragons, are they just down to one player?
Yes.
And now Red Kalunga looking good here. Double kills for them. They're 5 on the board. And who's going to take it? FURIA have gone once again. Down to 4 teams. 3 teams. Team Liquid go out. Is it going to be Red Kalunga? They're looking menacing here. 5 kills on the board. They've got everyone intact. As the mayhem is continuing this very, very compact area. Booyah! All of a sudden, Red Kalunga. We had, was it 4 teams, 3 teams? That changed in the blink of an eye. And Red Kalunga back in business.
Definitely in the blink of the eye, John, because I couldn't keep the track. I mean, that happened so quickly. I was like, God or Red Canids. But still, a great job from Red Kalunga. We finally could see more of these guys today. I wasn't sure if they could keep the same great game they did yesterday, even though in some matches they end up being the last place. But still, 2 booyahs from yesterday and 1 booyah for today. It is great for them.
4 maps, 4 different winners, as Carol said. Booyah number 3 of the weekend for Red Kalunga. Big question about Red Kalunga is what is going to happen in the next map? As always, teams then, Carol, they've got Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid,
yeah, that
Booyahs, and they've gone in the next round.
That was a bit of a surprise for us to see Red Kalunga getting a booyah today. We know that on Sundays, we don't get booyahs in a row, especially last Sunday that we got FURIA doing a double booyah. But we weren't actually expecting to see Red Canids because they find themselves on the relegated zone right now with Pain Game. But it is also being surprised like that because we can see these guys are trying hard. They are trying really hard. Yesterday we saw Alemão from the player from Red Canids saying they changed their strategy, they setting new goals, and that's what they are trying to do. So great start for Red Kalunga on this Sunday.
German from Red Kalunga talking about their tactics, and that's not a bad weekend if you're getting 3 booyahs. The problem is when you get a booyah when you go straight out.
Yes, and also we can see a little bit more of Black Dragons today because we haven't seen much of them in the last weekends. They were below of the top 10, so that's very bad. But they finish the match, the last match, in the second place with 16 points, but the Booyah goes to Red Kalunga. And we can see here the difference between the Booyah FURIA team with 33 points.
Which was exceptional, it has to be said.
And it is because of the kill points. So Red Kalunga probably they prioritize the placement, you know, in the late stages of the game, and they got more points for Booyah than for kills. But it's still great job for them. Also
trying to get away from the relegation zone as well, Red Kalunga.
Yep, yeah.
God, doing okay, but again disappointing for the likes of Santos, who well placed. 6 points. Vivo Keyd again disappointing. Flamengo crashing out early.
And we got 2 MVPs for this match: Pato from God and Jubinha from Black Dragon. So, and also Nicola. So all of them are tied on the points, the kill points from this last match. So great start for these guys.
So the Duck getting 4 kills. Pato.
Duck, yes.
Well, map number 4 has come and gone. We're going to take a quick break, and then we've got Kalahari coming up in round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League.
Time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. One time, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Well, here's the table then as it stands. Santos edging closer towards SS Esports, but the way things are going, Carol, SS Esports in with a good chance of staying top dogs at the end of round 6, which would be fantastic for them. Can one of those sides, Santos, FURIA, God make or even beat SS Esports. There are a couple of games to go. There are 2 games to go. So Santos, with half decent performances, could nip in. Likewise, FURIA, they are looking the teams most likely. And even a decent performance from God, who picked up points in Purgatory.
Yeah,
Which is unusual, isn't it, for God to pick up points in a place like Purgatory, if you think about it.
yes, definitely it is. But God managed to left the 6th place, and they are actually leaving the 6th place. They are leaving the 6th place to Vivo Keyd, who is doing very bad today. But we can see here some highlights from Team Liquid. There is right now in the top 10, and Black Dragons is coming for the top 10 as well. So, but it's hard to say if one of these teams are going to get the top from SS Sport. Maybe Santos right now, they got a little short difference, between points, and there is more 2 rounds to come. So let's see if Santos manages to get in the top victory of today's match. But also next weekend, the group that is going to play on Saturday and Sunday is Group A. So even though if we get Santos or maybe God or FURIA team passing over SS Sports today, next weekend for sure this is going to change, because anything can happen.
Anything can happen in Brazilian Free Fire, as we've seen on Saturday and today on Sunday as well. A recap: Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid and Red Kalunga taking booyahs, those first 3 sides, then crashing out to the lobby almost immediately in the next game. So can Red Kalunga break the habits? Got a feeling, Carol, the answer to that one is no. Based on previous performances, I hasten to add. We shall see those shortly, because we're going to be heading over to Kalahari. An action from that map coming up short with us.
Yeah, even though Red Canids got a little bit of bad lucky, they got their 30 booyah in the LBFF, in the Free Fire Brazilian League history so far, and it is the 2nd booyah in Purgatory. So maybe they have a better performance in Purgatory map. So I don't think this is good for them to hear right now, because we only got Kalahari and Bermuda left. But also Pain Gaming, that is in the last place right now, find themselves on the relegated zone. They are the team with the less points and less kill points in Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. So this is very bad for them. They should keep it up, maybe fix their mistakes, talk with their coach and change a little bit.
Well, off we go then, Kalahari for the 2nd time this afternoon. FURIA took the honours in Kalahari.
We still got a little bit of difference from the 2nd and the 3rd place. So FURIA, here's the thing. Do something about that and take the 2nd place from Santos. Or Santos, do something about that and take the 1st place from SS Sports. We all want to see fights, we all want to see blood, and we all want to see action going on here today. So far, the match is being a little bit slow. In my opinion, the best one was the first one in Kalahari that we got to see FURIA being very furious. So let's see if it's going to happen the same exactly thing right now.
Carol, you said that we want to see blood and gore and headless bodies. What do the teams want to see right now?
For sure, they want
bit of loot, bit of space,
yes.
No opposition.
For sure, they want to stay safe, especially because those ones that needs to score more points, like Flamengo, even though they got the first booyah of today, they need to score more points.
Early firefight. Santos, the new kill leader.
All of they want is to get loot, equipment, and a safe place to stay.
Staying alive. Double kill for Santos. Down low to 2 players, paying a very, very heavy price. And we're down to 43 players already. So that's some damaged teams out there. One of them is Santos. I think it was Red Kalunga who also took some damage.
Yeah, but also they only have one player alive, so it's bad for both of them, both of the teams. But probably FURIA is happy about that because Santos lost already 2 players in this early stages of the game, so it's going to be hard for them to get until the late stages of the game today.
FURIA happy, SS Esports happy as well because Santos were well placed in the league table. They need to just. Is it possible, Carol? Can he disappear from these maps? Can he do that, or is it just a question of luck?
Question of luck for sure. So the goal to be set today is staying alive, staying alive.
And this is why Carol Bombshell was a Free Fire professional, using her other skills. God in the good position here. Not so for Vivo Keyd. God, better showing in Purgatory. Vivo Keyd disappointing again. And God laying down some fire from above.
Oh, dang.
God, though, in a bit of trouble as well. Not quite going to plan, but they still press forward. And Vivo Keyd and God, and then you've got Flamengo lurking right at the back, perhaps going to be taking some bits out of God from behind, maybe. Trying to keep their heads down, but also pick off players. So which one, perhaps even 2, Vivo Keyd and God, might be crashing out if they don't realise that Flamengo are behind them. And the firefight goes on. Those 2 teams going for it big time, and God have gone. Vivo Keyd, 6 kills. They have had chunks taken out of them, and Flamengo now deciding to beat a retreat.
So even though Vivo Keyd got the victory over God team, it is right to say that God gave them a very hard time. So God, they die fighting.
We see here that Santos down to 2, Red Kalunga down to 1. God have gone out. Flamengo also down to 1 player as well. So you've got a couple of teams, Red Kalunga and Flamengo. Don't think we're going to be seeing much of them. Certainly if it's left to those players, because they want to be keeping a very, very low profile.
Yep.
And just maybe go and get some point by, I won't say it, but I won't sing it rather, staying alive.
Uh-oh, and as we can see here, Juan from Santos, he's down because of the danger zone. So, right down the steep. Don't be out in the open in the danger zone. And right now, they are all back to the lobby. Santos, it's back to the lobby.
Is that just a lack of concentration? Or just because they couldn't make the move? Because that is not a way. If you get killed playing this game, fair enough. If you go that way, that is sloppy stuff. And whose fault is that? Let's point the finger of blame. Who is to blame for Santos going out in that way?
Probably the blame should be taken to the own players, because if you are talking about the danger zone that took one of the players down, they should right away get a cover, because all of the players are aware of the danger zone. But if you're talking about the performance, probably is all fault of the whole team again. So they should get a plan B if the plan A don't work for them.
But isn't there a team captain, someone who's directing the team where to go, what to do? It is his, in this case, isn't his responsibility, or is it down to the coach, who surely should be watching the overall game as well?
The coach give you the tip before the competition start, before the match start, but also who leads you during the whole match is the captain. But the group performance should be blamed on the whole group, you know. Even though there is a couple of mistakes of the team captain, I would take the blame with the whole team. I wouldn't take the blame by myself, because, okay, it is important. If you are a player, you know what are the things you have to fix by your own. You know, all the players, even though they have the same goal, they play differently. But also, as a team, you have to take the blame with the whole team.
So, Carol, we talked about the blame game. And who's responsible, maybe, but why did it happen to Santos? Is it a lack of awareness? Were they concentrating on other things?
No, maybe it was a bad luck for them because in Kalahari map, Santos got the best performances. So we haven't seen so far double booyahs for Santos here in this competition in Kalahari map, and they always get the same position, like we always watch, one on the over top view and the three other ones remain down below, and they always get the same exactly positions. But this time, unfortunately, maybe they face off other team and they had a little bit of trouble in the very beginning. But we can always see Santos and Kalahari in the late stages of the game, even though they don't get the top 3 always, but they are always on the top 10 in this map specifically.
Not though this afternoon for Santos, who are heading back to the Villa Belmiro lobby, home of Santos FC. One more game, after this one to try to make amends. SS Esports rubbing their hands with glee. I'm pretty certain of that. They are still top and looking like they could stay there, but it depends on the likes of, we said Santos have gone out. FURIA, I think they're still in it. 10 sides. Flamengo, a lot of these teams were down to one player.
FURIA is very happy right now because they got a couple of points difference between Santos and their team. And right now they get the chance to get a booyah or get on the top 3, which is going to get them a big gap between them and Santos.
Red Kalunga, winners of the last booyah, struggling already. A familiar pattern. FURIA and Vivo Keyd, then two of the teams tipped for great things. FURIA, fabulous display in Kalahari. And
Vivo Keyd already started this match specifically very aggressive, so they took down all the team from God Sports and probably one or two players from Flamengo, and right now they are about to face off FURIA team.
FURIA, who demolished everybody the first time we were here at Kalahari.
Let's take a look on this battle right now because this is going to be a lion battle.
FURIA a little more cautious. Vivo Keyd have the bit between their teeth, but they have open space in front of them, and maybe that's why they're a bit cautious. Vivo Keyd with 6 kills on the board, hoping to add to that. FURIA thought about moving forward. And FURIA with nothing on the board so far, but we know how dangerous they can be when they get going as well. And they are pressing now, and that score count is going to change for them. First kill on the board for FURIA this afternoon. Vivo Keyd need to be careful here because it's 2 kills already, and FURIA are moving forward. And Vivo Keyd have gone out. They were leading on the kill count. That is how harsh and cruel Brazilian Free Fire is. Santos gone, God have gone, Vivo Keyd have gone. Some of the big names, Red Kalunga hanging on in there still, and likewise Flamengo, both teams down to one player, but the rest of the sides, Carol, out there pretty much full strength.
Yes, especially Peng Amy because they are trying to get a low profile right now because they need points by placement on the scoreboard, and right now they are in the middle of the safe zone, which is good but also bad because players are coming to take their position, but if they are smart enough they are going to split their team and secure the area around them. But great highlights today again to Team 1 and Metagaming that are remaining to at least be on the top 5 of all today's matches. So that's very good for them because we all know it is aggressive and a very furious competition. And for these guys that came in all the way from Serie B and they are playing for the very first time here today, it is definitely a challenge. So congratulations.
Top view of the map. Trying to pick out Flamengo in the ruins. I think probably the best place as well for them. Trying to think out where a man from there we go. Bombing forward. I was trying to pick out Red Kalunga player. Meta coming from 12 o'clock and moving in very, very quickly. All 4 of the players now bunched up. Took a while though.
Yeah, they're about to face a FURIA game right now. This is going to be a challenge for them.
Slap bang in the middle of the map is Pain. Team Liquid to their right as we look at the map. And teams are going to be forced to be on the move very, very quickly.
Ooh, and Red Kalunga is back to the lobby. The last player alive, it's now resting in the lobby.
Trying to pick him out, actually. Couldn't see him on the map. He's gone. All academic. A few points in the bag, though, for Red Kalunga. As we focus on Team 1. 1 kill. We've got Meta. This is FURIA and Meta. Now, there's fire coming in from the right-hand side as well, the right-hand flank. Meta. Not where they want to be. Flamengo were down to 1 player, so maybe the Flamengo player decided to take a few pot shots instead of keeping his head down and out of the way. And Team Liquid have gone. Team Liquid go out. We've got a new kill leader.
Team 1 took down Team Liquid, so that's good for Team 1 because they haven't done any booyahs and take down a team that already got 3 booyahs in this competition so far. It's very good for them.
Flamengo out. Team Liquid out. Red Kalunga out. FURIA still there. Would it be their second Kalunga? Not second Kalunga. Second Kalahari. Booyah, we'll see. 4 kills on the board. For them, not quite as impressive as it was in the first time round here. As Team 1 looking menacing here. Looking strong indeed and pressing forward. Corinthians still out there lurking. Metagaming have gone now. We're down to 6 sides, 17 players. As we focus on Team 1. Laying down some real firepower and Pain, who have struggled in this tournament. They're going to get some reasonable points if they can just hang on just a little bit more as we focus once again on Team 1. Flamengo have gone. Well, they did well because their player was on his own for a very, very long time. So points in the bank for Flamengo. Winners of the first few years, we go down to 5 and 16 players. And at the moment, Team 1 looking aggressive. Santos, not Santos, Corinthians on the far side. 6 kills now for Team 1. Down to 5 teams. As it becomes chaotic and more mayhem on the maps. And, of course, when that kind of gloss comes across the screens, very difficult to pick out who's doing what amongst these sides as they step into this kind of weird-looking area. And 6 kills on the board now. Still 4 teams in it. FURIA go. They've gone.
Uh-oh.
So not for them this time. Corinthians still in this one. Black Dragons still out there. Team 1 as well. Team 1 have gone. Out they go.
Wow, what is Pain's doing here today? That's great.
Black Dragons looking strong. Who's going to take it, though? Down to 3 sides here. And quickly, just like that, Booyah! Pain Gaming! We had 3 sides just a second ago. And Pain Gaming just took it just like that. Well, it is on track for Free Fire Sunday. Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Pain Gaming. 5 different booyahs, 5 different winners on 5 different maps. Bermuda's going to come up next. Are we going to get a double-headed winner? Carol, it's Sunday.
Oh my
so,
God. You know what, John? I'm dropping my mic right now because I can't keep it up with these guys. There's something, I mean, who is going to say that Pain is going to get this booyah right now? It is the very first booyah of this team in Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4. I mean, very good for them. Great, because they are the last team on the scoreboard in the table. So they needed this. I mean, they needed really. And that's great for them. The first booyah in the season. They're going to get couple of points for sure because they didn't get a lot of points by killing, but also the points for the Booyah, and it is very good for them. But it's still a big difference between them to the top 10 and the top 3 and the very first one.
Will it be enough to take them off the bottom of the table, though, Pain Gaming? Now look at the points total. 16 points, Black Dragons.
Yeah, Black Dragons didn't get the Booyah. They went back to the lobby in the second place, but they got more points. I mean, 1 point ahead of Pain Game. They got the Booyah. This is due because of the kill points, and Jubinha is the MVP of this match. And that's why it is so important also to prioritize the points, you know, in the during the match. And we can see in the top 3 again, Team 1. Big congratulations to this team that came from the second division of Free Fire Brazilian League, and right now we can see a lot more of them. Today it is the best day for Metagame and Team 1, so big congratulations for them. And there is here 10 points for FURIA. That is going to pass over Santos for sure right now, because Santos only got 3 points. And they are in the 7th place in this match, which is very bad for them.
Santos shooting themselves in the feet on this occasion. Not a great showing for them. Flamengo picking up points. Team Liquid also, and Red Kalunga. We'll see if the Booyah has taken our new Booyah boys, Pain Gaming, off the bottom of the table. We'll look at that very, very shortly. But as you said, relegation favourites at the moment, but getting their first Booyah, and life for them is still on in this Brazilian Free Fire League, the first division in Brazil.
Yes, we know. I have talked about the teams that didn't get any Booyahs. In Pain Game, they were in the list, but not anymore because they got their very first Booyah here today on Sunday. How surprised is that? Sundays are so crazy and weird.
Let's take our next break, and then we'll come back with the final map of the afternoon.
Time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Welcome back as we await our final map of the afternoon. Before we head off to Bermuda, the table as it stands, and FURIA closing in quickly, and a golden opportunity before we head to the final map to take over the mantle of SS Esports. Santos as well in with a shout, and maybe God as outsiders could even take it. Carol, any guesses?
As we already expected, FURIA pass over Santos in the table. But we got one more final match of today's game. So if FURIA do something big in this last match, they can easily pass over. If they do something, they exactly same thing they done on the second match of today, they probably are going to pass over SS Sport. But Santos should also
in the second match definitely will pass FURIA, no
For
problems
sure.
at all.
But also Santos is doing great. They are very close FURIA, and these guys are they are fighting over the second place. And Team Liquid, even though they didn't get any other Booyah today, except for the 31, they are scoring points and they are going up a little bit more. So that's the spirit, guys. And even though Pain Game got the last Booyah, there's not much difference for them in the scoreboard right now. But still, keep doing the good work, guys.
Have closed the gap at the wrong end of the table, Pain Gaming. Interesting to see that Flamengo, despite their booyahs slipping down, also third from bottom. Some of the quick break, and then we'll come back with our final map of the day. And welcome back then as we await our map number 6 and a trip to Bermuda. It's been interesting stuff in this round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. 5 different winners so far, 5 different viewers, Carol. What's happening? What's going to happen in Bermuda, the final map of the day?
It is a big surprise because we all know the only team that got the double booyahs in Bermuda map is Fluxo team, and they are not playing today. But also the only team that got double booyahs in a Sunday, it is FURIA team. Can we expect great things from FURIA? Remember that FURIA team got the best performance in Bermuda map, so we can wait great things from them, but also can wait great things from any other teams because Sunday, you know, it's a crazy day.
Sunday is always, as you said, it's always crazy in Brazilian Free Fire. But there are times, there are chances here for those sides below SS Esports to take control of the league. They just need a half. They don't have to be, especially in Furia's position, doesn't have to be fantastic, has to be okay.
Yep, yes, exactly, John. They have only to be okay. But let's mark off Pain Game of the list of the teams that didn't get any booyahs. But right now, Black Dragons meta game, Team 1, Corinthians, they are the only teams that didn't get any booyahs so far. So maybe they can get a booyah today. We don't know. Let's see.
Perhaps one of those teams can follow Pain Gaming into glory. Pain Gaming, bottom of the league, made their position a little bit better. And it was a great morale booster getting that booyah. We've got Game 6 coming up. We'll be heading over to Bermuda very shortly. We are cleared for takeoff, which means the action is going to start in just a few seconds from now.
So you guys should get prepared, get some popcorn, ice cream, I don't know, feijoada is John's favorite dish in Brazil.
The clean version of feijoada. Too late for popcorn, I'm afraid, because we are taking off. So strap yourselves in, get ready with those parachutes for game number 6. Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, Kalunga, Pain Gaming, the sides who have taken the honours so far. Are we going to get a new name? Because it's Sunday, and as we know, on Sundays in Free Fire here is anybody's game.
Exactly, John. But the top 5 is very these guys here in the top 5, they are fighting over like lions. So we got FURIA, Santos, God, Vivo Keyd, and of course SS Sports from Group A. They're not playing today, but these guys, they are coming heavy to the top. And if FURIA do something about that in this last round, they can easily take the top from SS Sports.
FURIA and Santos, the teams to watch when it comes to the leadership. At the bottom, two of Brazil's biggest footballing sides, Flamengo and Corinthians, in real trouble. A chance perhaps for Flamengo to slip into the bottom 2 and the relegation zone if they fail badly, and if Corinthians get a few points on the board. First look at FURIA.
And I'm pretty much sure all the eyes are right now on FURIA team, because if they take this booyah in this last round, they have great chance to take the victory, the top of SS Sports. So let's watch out for FURIA team and Santos.
Santos, who came a cropper. A lack of concentration, maybe a lack of fortune in purgatory. In Kalahari, rather, when they got zapped.
Yeah, it is funny how they managed to get their game very up during some rounds in different maps, but also it is they end up having a hard time in the other maps. So I would say it's a little bit of lucky. And there it is, Team 1. And we have seen lots of great things from Team 1 and Metagame today. So I know I keep talking about them, but everyone should understand how much pressure these guys have come all the way from the second division of Free Fire Brazilian League. It is totally different. It's a new environment for them. So great job, guys.
Is it pressure, Carol, or they kind of got a better situation because they don't have expectations on them?
I would say a little bit of both, but because of the different kind of style of plays of teams from Serie A, from teams from Serie B, and even Serie C, these guys they experience to be in a new ground. You know, they don't know what expected, but they know they have to play the same way the players from Serie A plays, you know. So they know they have different kind of styles, and they should keep it up with the game.
Meta. Nobody in sight.
So, the teams from Serie A they are more aggressive for sure. They don't hold too much. I have watched some plays, you know, some matches from Serie B and Serie C, and it is crazy. There's lots of teams in the late stages of the game in the final save. I mean, lots of them, and we can see here in some matches from the teams from Serie A, and sometimes not even 5 or 6 team end up being on the late stage, in the last save zones. Maybe that's the big difference. They need to be more aggressive. They need to, you know, equal their game.
Although we did see on Saturday a very conservative approach throughout our 6 maps, it has to be said. So kind of Serie B style, the second division style, perhaps crept in on Saturday. This Sunday, lively, different winners. Oh, we're going to get 6 different winners. Though we normally get a double header right at the end. That has been the pattern. Would it be Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Pain Gaming, or another? It'd be interesting to see a different name on the board.
That is a big question mark. But also we know FURIA got the double booyah last Sunday, so let's put more pressure on them right now, guys. Come on, bring us some double booyah today.
FURIA on the move. No kills so far yet to get first blood on this familiar map. A map everyone knows about, which is good and bad in equal measures.
And something about FURIA. I said in the early matches of today that FURIA they have aggressive style of game. They don't fear to rush on other teams. They don't fear to get a mano-mano battle. But right now, I'm pretty much sure they are running away from the other teams because they want to prioritize a good placement. Because they probably already saw the scoreboard and they saw the where they found themselves in the second place right now, and they don't want to miss that. They don't want to, you know, to lose this opportunity to the other teams.
Although, as we have seen, maybe the kills. That's where the points are. Really, we've seen a number of times when teams have got booyahs and they have been overtaken with other sides who've got more points.
Yeah, it is because we have, the permanent amount of points for positions. So we know the last ones they don't point, but the first one they get 12 points if they get the booyah. But if you get 12 points for booyah and more points for kills, it's going to help you a lot. And that's exactly what FURIA did. And that's why they are in the second place right now, because they prioritize not only the placement, but also the kills.
FURIA closing in on Red Kalunga here. Maybe going for early kills and then sitting it out. So you get, for example, you take out a team, you take out a team, you get 4 kills, and then if you manage to get a booyah as well, you've got at least 16 points and we get our first blood.
Exactly.
So maybe that's what FURIA want to do. Get some kills on the board early on and then watch the mayhem elsewhere. That's, of course, you want to get the kills. You don't want to be killed, so you have to make sure you know exactly what you're doing, when you're going to do it, and who you're going to do it against.
Yes, that's why these guys, they have great strategy throughout the week, because they need to test everything, you know. They have to practice everything and be ready for anything.
And they will know which teams are going up against. And FURIA, though, they've lost a player, but double kills on the board for them, but not what they wanted, really. Triple kill now. So, Red Kalunga in trouble, but FURIA have lost a player. Doesn't mean that they're going to crash out early on.
And the last player is still alive, but in a bit of trouble because he is in a sandwich between Team Liquid and FURIA. Woo! Oh
Now
my
comes
God.
the firepower. FURIA onto 4. May have taken out one of the Team Liquid players. The Red Kalunga man is still out there somewhere. FURIA now taking a bit of damage. Not what they wanted, but they've got 5 kills. So they've got at least 5 points on the board. Not enough to take the leadership because there's still 12 teams in it. So FURIA now maybe want to go slightly more conservative. We've focused on them in this Bermuda map. A Red Kalunga player still around. Nobody has lost all their teams, but we're down to 41 players, so teams have taken damage.
41 players, but it's still the 12 teams alive. And if a team go back now to the lobby, if a team is taken down right now, they don't get any points. That's what they fear most.
Maybe a quiet spell here on this Bermuda map. FURIA kill leaders early on, but down to 3 players.
And I'm actually really excited to see the standings by the kill leaders so far, because God he was only points behind of MTS from SS Sports. So let's see if he pass over MTS right now.
A lot of gods out there, in fact, amongst the players and the teams. Meta and closing in on Payne, who are doing a bit of a runner. Which team is going to be first to go? Meta getting a kill, giving chase. Payne Gaming trying to get out of the way. Meta out in the open. They've got Flamengo right at the top.
These guys, they have different kinds of rotations. It is very funny. And I would say that's basically their plan B. When something happened to their team, they change their rotation and they try to go to place safe place.
Well, Flamengo have been on plan B since the first map in Purgatory when they took the Booyah, and have been trounced just about every time since then. And Flamengo toying with a little trip into the relegation zone. If they're not careful, they'll be fully aware of that, knowing that they have to outdo Corinthians.
And I was about to say that Team Liquid find themselves right now in a little bit of trouble, but the players that are alive from Team Liquid, it is Peusada and MVR, and they together got more kills than a whole team. So these guys together, they do magics. They are a good work team.
We shall see. Black Dragons might be coming under a bit of fire here. A couple of teams are closing in. Vivo Keyd is one of them. Good position to be in here if you can get those shots off, but then get your head down quickly.
Yeah, and it is funny because each time we watch the matches in Bermuda, we can see a different team in the factory, in the top overview of factory.
Let's take a look at who's remaining there. So Red Kalunga down to 1, Black Dragons down to 2, likewise Team Liquid. And the other side, apart from Payne, other side's full complement. But Team Liquid down to 1, sorry, Red Kalunga down to 1. And Team Liquid and Black Dragons down to 2.
And FURIA is the only team that got more points for a kill in this match so far, so that's their strategy. Points by killing.
Carol Bombshell whispering the word killing.
But it's still, John, the 12 teams are remaining in the competition. So if any team fall right now, no points.
Saw that Flamengo and Corinthians might go head to head, those two teams, as Red Kalunga have gone down to the lobby for them, but they were down to 1 for such a long time. Just ran into trouble. Saw that firefight between Flamengo and Corinthians at the wrong end of a table. And of course, it would be great for one of those sides to take the other one out. And Corinthians had disappeared. Certainly they were close to Flamengo. Not quite sure where they are now. Meta ahead of Flamengo.
It seems like the meta gaming is facing off Flamengo. We shall see. And they got all the teams a full squad.
Meta ran into trouble because Payne had a good vantage point. Just a bit of height from Miss Hill and great protection, you can see from the shot as well, making it hard for Meta to respond. Bit of a flanking job here by Payne. They have to as well because they've got some good positions, but as you can see, not where they don't have much to go. Flamengo deciding what to do. Do they push on Meta? Do they wait? And Meta also in a place where they have choices, but it's not a great position to be in. Meta trying to respond by taking out Flamengo. Maybe thinking Flamengo are the easier target. Just the 1 kill so far. Flamengo coming under some fire. And Meta pressing forward. Meta now on 2. And Flamengo trying to get out of trouble. There was Payne lurking. I think Payne is going to come in at the end of this firefight between Meta and Flamengo. Now Team Liquid have gone. 2 teams into the lobby. Meta with 4 kills.
Oh, and Santos is having a hard time right now as well. People are punishing.
Yeah, to see Santos on the map. Meta, Flamengo gone. Flamengo, are they going to crash into the relegation zone? I think so.
But a great shot for a meta game.
See how many points Flamengo can get in the back. FURIA have gone. Another one. We haven't seen FURIA at all.
Serious? FURIA's gone.
Battles going on elsewhere. So a couple of the winners then heading back to the lobby. Are we in for another winner to make it 6 different wins here this afternoon? A long time to go here. Meta still in it. Payne still in it. God. Payne winners of the last map. Kalahari. God yet to win. Vivo Keyd have been pretty awful, has to be said. Corinthians. Good display from them, and they can come out of the relegation zone. And that's a great shot.
God, what a headshot.
But player standing still and standing up is a cardinal sin. And Vivo Keyd go out again. Poor afternoon for them continues.
Yeah, surely.
Corinthians looking good at the moment. God.
And God looking amazing right now. It is hard to say who's going to win this.
Well, Corinthians, Santos go as well. Santos have already seen, so Santos, I don't think they're going to knock the leaders off.
Yeah, but Santos, they are back to the lobby right now, and FURIA team went before them, so we shall see later if that's good for FURIA or not.
I think it's great for Esports because I don't think they're going to get knocked off the top. So, Payne, winners of the last bout, still out there, but down to 2. Got a feeling, you know, this time we might get a different winner on the board as well. It might be 6 different winners the first for a Sunday, but Payne down to 2.
It's the full squad from God team against Payne game. There are only 2 players alive, so I will bet on God. They will get the booyah. Let's see.
God hanging back though. They've got 2 players trying to engage, 2 players shooting from a distance. God though on to 6 kills, and Payne Gaming have gone, so they won't take a second. Booyah, and we've got one all here already. God have got it. Happened so quickly, and God become team number 6 in 6 different maps to take the booyah.
6 different teams got a Booyah today, and it is a normal Sunday for us. The first one, Flamengo. Second one, FURIA. Team Liquid Red, Pain Gaming, and God. I mean, I was betting on God right now because they got the full squad, but we all know that anything can happen because we already saw teams getting Booyahs with only 3 or 2 players alive. But also God managed to do a beautiful Booyah right now with 11 kills. That is great.
God then, laying down the law. Finally, they've struggled throughout what should be their day, really, on Sunday, but they haven't produced the goods. They did so, and we've got then, because it's Sunday and because it's Free Fire in Brazil, we've got 6 different winners on 6 different maps. But we went to Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Pain Gaming, and finally, God came up with the goods to take Booyah number 6.
That was great.
And it all happened, Carlos, so very, very quickly. We had 5 teams, and suddenly we're down to 2, and then down to 1.
Yeah.
So God striking.
For sure. And the very first place with Booyah goes to God with 22 points, followed by Team 1, that is once more in the top 3, followed by Meta Game.
Team 1 kind of doing an SS Sports by not exactly taking Booyahs, but getting a decent points haul. What is going to be interesting, I think SS Esports have held on. It's going to be close because FURIA got 9 points. Not enough, I think, to take the top slot.
Yep,
Santos
not.
again struggling. Corinthians getting 8. I think they're going to climb out of the bottom 2. And I think we'll see Flamengo in the relegation zone.
Yes, for sure. I have the same feeling. But the MVP of this match was General from God team with 5 kills. That was great. And Santos only got 6 points. I was afraid to see if Santos got a little bit of advantage over FURIA team because they only went back to the lobby later of FURIA. But also it is important to point it out that FURIA prioritized today also the points by killing. So lots of points for FURIA for killing. And Black Dragons in the 6th position, which is not very good for them.
Not enough points, I think, for FURIA to take the top slot. We'll confirm that in just a minute or two, though. 6 games, Free Fire Sunday, 6 different winners. That's the first for us. Great stuff then from round 6 of the Brazilian Free Fire League. Let's confirm the tables in just a few moments. But just to recap, Flamengo, FURIA, Team Liquid, Red Kalunga, Pain Gaming, and God.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, 6 different Booyahs from 6 different teams. That is a normal Sunday for us, right, John? We only got a double Booyah in a Sunday of last Sunday from FURIA team, so that's good for them. But also, what is a double Booyah when you get in one single Booyah 33 points? So that's more than enough for FURIA team today, and they managed to be in the 2nd place. And we shall see shortly in the scoreboard what this weekend it's end up today. So yeah, we can probably see a big difference between the points between the 1st place and the 2nd place and also the 3rd place, because even though Santos is a little bit behind of FURIA team, they are very close at the same time.
A confirmation then of the Booyahs here this afternoon. Flamengo as ever getting off to a fantastic start and then collapsing really throughout the rest of the matches. Managed to get points here and there, but not that impressive. FURIA, terrific, absolutely fantastic in the Kalahari map. Record-breaking stuff, I think, from them. They really clocked up the kills and took a lot of points. Set them up well. Unable to really perform to that standard throughout the rest of the afternoon, but to spread of Booyahs. And as you can see, a spread of teams, with the God taking the final one of the day.
Yes, big congratulations to God, because also they got the Booyah, but a lot of points by killing. It is the same strategy that FURIA has been using, but still not enough points to break the record of FURIA, because I'm pretty much sure FURIA were the only team that got more points in one single round in one single Booyah, and it was in Kalahari map. And here it is, the highlights of the day, John.
Metagaming.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's interesting, isn't it? Metagaming getting the most points. And we've kind of, we've mentioned them here and there. No booyahs for them. This is another one of those things about Free Fire. So they picked up more points than anybody else. Interesting also to see that God is in second.
Yeah.
And Vivo Keyd, who I thought struggled, getting 63 points. Shows how wrong we can be at times and how deceptive getting that booyah can be.
Yeah, all the highlights today goes to Metagame and Team 1. And here it is also the standings by the kill leaders. And Man God, he's in the very first place. I mean, he's not tied with General, but they managed to pass over MTS, who were in the MVP leader for 2 weeks in a row, and right now Mem God and General they find themselves in a tie for the first place.
Natural Born Killers.
And 3 players from FURIA team we see here today in the top 5. Mem God 1-9 and BL7. Very good.
Still a good day for SS Esports, who I believe are still top of the league, and also for MTS 007, who is well within the top scoring charts without even pulling a trigger on this Sunday in the Free Fire League.
Yeah, but next weekend things are going to change a little bit because we're going to start all over. So Group A is playing Saturday and Sunday. Woo!
Wow. Wow. And I was saying that SS Esports had still got the lead. How wrong can you be? FURIA, top dogs, followed by God, and SS Esports have been knocked off. Santos in 4th. Carol?
Wow.
Bit of a surprise, that one, isn't it?
A bit of a shock for me because I didn't count very good.
We need to get the calculators out.
Yes, right.
I think.
I couldn't picture that FURIA could, with 9 points from the last match would pass over SS Sports, but God surprised us very good today. But I mean, 22 points in the last match was good enough for them. But also Santos still on the top 5, it's good for them. SS Vivo Keyd, not that good, but still Red Kalunga. Once more they managed to be out of the relegated zone, but Flamengo, like you said, John, they are right now in the relegated zone. So
that prediction I got right because the numbers were a lot smaller, so I kind of worked it out. And Flamengo then crashing into the relegation zone alongside Pain Gaming. Saturday to come on the 13th of February. Group A against Group B, so SS Esports. Chance for them perhaps to retake the top of the table, but they will be facing God.
Yep. And on Sunday, Group A against Group C. So this is going to be a very interesting weekend. We can't wait to watch that.
Rounds 7 and 8 coming up. That's it for us then. We hope you're enjoying our coverage of the Brazilian Free Fire League. We're back next weekend with more action.
Thanks so much for being here with us today, in this weekend especially, and we are waiting for you guys next weekend.